to be honest, if we're being completely openly honest here, we are a bit late. What am I supposed to do? The job, it keeps me working. And then I also had to, the camera decided to not power on. And when the camera doesn't power on, what choice do I have but to go, wow, that's quite unlucky. Wait, this is actually horrible. Why did I pick this color? See, I tried um, adjusting the potentiality of the alert system, right? Because the benefits we can get there is a little bit more hands-off-ish, okay? And that's very important because step one is to really figure out how this all works, right? Because I said I didn't want to do it before for no reason, but now I've realized that it makes sense to do it. Edit, right? But the problem is that color I picked is absolutely horrendous. You see, it's actually a nice color, but the problem is you can't really see it because it's not high enough contrast. So if we click here, maybe there's like a text setting and then to get like a drop shadow or something. Maybe underline. No, that's horrible. Is this? No. I mean, I guess we want that. Italicize. That does nothing for me. Font weight. Bold. Okay, that does nothing for me either. This is quite unfortunate, Text shadow. Oh, we want the text shadow, but I guess maybe we go with a darker color. But we are now officially here, back again, once again. If you were wondering what happened, mostly it was just we were waiting for the newest technology to release. Okay, the problem is realistically speaking, what is up, KB? And I hope you're having a good day. I'm just being annoyed with my current, I tried to mess with the alerts. Why? Because, people are like, oh, wow, we love alerts. What is up, Jewel? And then I was like, whoa, that other thing in the corner, I didn't like it that much. But now look at this. We got nice plain text. Everybody loves plain text. But the problem with it is that, while it's potentially the best thing ever, what if I just like move everything to be left justified or whatever? Is this going to work? It might. Okay, save. What happens when we save? Okay, it moves over there. That's better. You can actually read it. How are your guys' day going? Today we have a shoulder workout, and then I'm going to try to cook. Why? Because cooking is important. It's about eating. And we all know that eating is important because it's about sustenance and surviving. If you go out and you eat out every day, you'll eventually die. You'll fall over into a ditch and be unable to move. Why? Because everyone dies, so it's inevitable. But I'm speaking specifically about, consuming some type of food. How was my day? My day was quite hectic, I got like 6 messages from my boss this weekend that I didn't read because, it's the weekend, okay? I have a lot of busy things to do. I'm a guy with a life, so I couldn't really check those. I check them on Monday. He had like a whole task for me to do. I had like 3 meetings, and in each of those meetings, I got more tasks to do. Dang, I'm gonna have to get a lot of stuff done. What is up? Welcome to the stream, Arthur. We've done a lot of different things recently, but what happened specifically speakingly was that what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to really get my point across is the simple fact of the matter being, it's quite a busy day at work, so I really wasn't able to mentally do anything I wanted to do today. Sometimes I'll do non-related work topics at work, right? Like maybe I'll theorize about the future. But right now, I couldn't do that at all. So it was quite unfortunate. But like before the stream, I had my camera wasn't working, so I was trying to get that set up, and I was like, whoa, what if I try to throw together some new alert systems? Some new follower alerts, things like this, some type of sound, because people like sound. New emote. Oh, the new emote is here. How does it look? Okay, it looks pretty good in the dark mode of chat, so that's pretty crazy. We like that. You love it. Okay, that's good. Another emote fit in. That means we now have 4 out of 5 emotes. Now we can kind of start looking towards that next emote. It looks so good. I spent at least, 10 hours grinding away. You guys are wondering, how do you do these 15-minute streams? Well, it's because I have to spend 10 hours grinding away in Photoshop, handcrafting these delicate emotes myself. We don't have the funding here to really pay for an artist's to draw any emotes, so we have to handcraft them all. It takes thousands of hours, but it's really about the art, the dedication. Each time one of those emotes are used, if it gets used 1,000 times, that's worth it. Like generally your heart emotes are really good. I use them all the time. Well, I hope they're pretty okay because I did draw them myself. That's a big ego boost. I get to see this number. Wait, can I show this? I don't know how I'd show it. There's like this number on my Twitch thing where I can see how often my emotes are used, I think. How are my emotes performed? Okay. Total usage, the bear has been used 320 times and the heart has been used 285 times. But the thing is the bear emote's older than the heart emote, so. He did them in like seconds. Okay, I didn't do them in like seconds. That's a bit offensive. Okay, I spent a lot of. Wait, my arm's kind of looking generally freakish when I really make my tricep look bigger by pushing it against my arm. I guess it doesn't make it look that much bigger. But, sometimes, you forget what you look like. When I go through my life, I see myself as just go and look up Mo Farah. When I think of myself, that's how I picture myself, okay? Like that type of body type. And then sometimes I look in the mirror, right? I'm like, God dang, I'm a little bit freaky. What is up? Welcome back to the stream, Buttercookie. Hope you're having a good day. And since you found the heart emote probably went up a lot. That is true. The heart emote is catching up to the bear emote, so we're going to have to see what happens. It might overtake as the number one emote. Biceps flexing. Sorry, we only flex our tricep here because we refuse to train the bicep muscle. Why? Because think about it, it's quite boring. The tricep has a myriad of exercises you can train it with, but the bicep, what are you going to do? Curl? The notification place changed. True. Well, I'm still messing with it, but you see, we kind of automated the whole system. Why? Because, automation is basically what I learned about. Okay, I read a book about the Henry Ford. Okay, and he said you should automate everything. Computers of the future, AI. Looks so professional now. I did make them all one font, everything. And then I also made it so if anything happens, there should be a giant pop-up that blocks the whole screen so people can't see anything, and it's going to make a really loud noise and basically make your ears bleed. But we're theory testing it. I don't know if it's going to work, and then I might change it depending on how everything happens. But why did I implement it? I don't know. I was going to mess around with it because I feel like some people like sound. We had people going, oh, I wish there was sound that happened. But I don't know how to do. I want to get it so like the channel points also pop up on the screen, but I couldn't figure that out. That's what I was mostly looking for. So I'm gonna have to like go back in and look into that tomorrow if I have time. Or we'll have to like wait till. I guess I could do it after the stream as well. But generally after the stream, I just go to sleep right away. While I like brush my teeth and shower and stuff, and then I go to sleep. And then I wake up the next day and restart the grind. But today is going to be a glorious shoulder workout. What does that mean? It means we're going to be training these muscles right here. This one, and these ones as well. So what benefits do we see from that? Realistically, your shoulders do a lot of stuff. My shoulders are actually so sore today. I think it's from all the handstands I did yesterday because I literally did like 5 hours of handstand practice, and that's all I did. You can follow so we can see the thing pop up. That is an interesting thing if you really want to test out the new emotes and the new automated follower goal. But I know what you're thinking, but won't that ruin half your content? Because isn't half your content scamming with the follower goal? That's true. So one issue we're going to run into is I need to reprogram it during your stream yesterday. A lot of people say your stream's actually a sleep stream. I just leave it playing while I sleep in order to farm channel points. Well, that's quite messed up, but that's your own prerogative. We could have gone with a lower corner, but I like this color of gray. But the problem is it really doesn't work with my background. You see, if I had like a fancier place where I could like do something with it, or maybe I put like a background on it, I don't really know. I kind of we're playing around with it, right? We're trying to improve. We're taking steps towards the direction of becoming a professional. Oh my God, my hair is way too poofy. Who knows what's going to be implemented next? It could be a myriad of tasks, but it's going to be very interesting. But now, where are we going to head next? We got that emote approved, so that means we need to fill the final emote slot, okay? Right now it's filled with I think it has the dead hang guy. Is it the dead hang guy or the deadlift guy? I can't remember which emote I left there. But, that's going to get removed. Why? Because that's like my least used emote. Let's check the statistics. I think it's been used like 10 times. It's been used 10 times unironically, okay? It's just a time zone problem. You see, that is a problem. Think about the world. That's why in the future, I'm going to run for glorious leader of the entire world government, a global superpower. And the platform I'm going to run on is getting rid of processed seed oils as well as getting rid of time zones. So everyone's in sync across the world. You might be saying, isn't that going to suck? Because then I'm going to have to be awake when the sun is gone. Well, guess what? We're going to go underground. That's going to be one of my decisions. is in order to get rid of time zones, I'm going to force everyone to live underground, and we're going to let the surface really just go back to normal. We're going to escape underground, and no one's going to be allowed on the surface except for me. I mean, I'm not going to be up there. I'll be underground with you guys, I swear. We're not going to allow anyone up there. We're going to have AI drones flying around, murdering anyone that's still on the surface of the earth. Now, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, a shoulder workout. I need to prepare the plate. Wait, I should do a warm-up first, right? That makes sense. We have to do, Arthur's going to love this part of the stream because it turns out I was actually doing some research, and his favorite, cat warm-up is actually a really important shoulder exercise if you care about shoulder health. So apparently you're supposed to build up to be able to do this with some weight. Like you want to be able to do like 10% of your your bench press, 10% of your bench press 1 rep max for 8 reps. So we're gonna start, trying to train this up a little bit, and then we're gonna progressively overload it by adding some more weight onto this weight pin or something. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do it, but it actually feels so good. And I think this warm up right here is probably what really allowed me to perform so well on my handstands yesterday. But my shoulders are actually so sore today. I should have thought about the fact that if I did like a 5-hour handstand stream that right before a shoulder day, it's going to negatively affect my shoulder. Ooh. But, who really cares? That's just an excuse. They're just lightly sore. They're not, like, debilitatingly sore. I did clean up, okay? I did all my dishes. I know you guys were like, oh, wow, because I was complaining about not cooking yesterday because I didn't do the dishes. So we did them all, so now we might do some cooking today. Did I put cooking possibly or plus cooking? Oh, I put maybe cooking. Okay, I was hedging my bets so you guys don't get your hopes up. You couldn't see it coming. See what coming? Wait, did I updated the thing, right? I think I did update the title already. If not, I just re-updated it. I can never see anything. You see, seeing is not believing, We don't believe in eyesight here. I try to just go around with my eyes closed the whole time. One thing we need to be careful of is keeping this low. I think it's kind of messed up that there is no channel points alerts, but I think, oh, you could, sore muscles, that is true. I didn't even predict that. Because some days I get sore, but normally it's not really that bad. Ugh. It's not really that bad this day, but I didn't expect handstands to make me sore. But I guess it makes sense when you do them for like so long over and over again. A gamer, I didn't know that. You're a real gamer? What do you mean I'm a real gamer? And you didn't know that. Look at this. Doesn't this look like I'm a gamer? I have all 3 copies of Halo right here. These are the only 3 games Halo ever released, and I have all of them. Okay, that makes me a real gamer. There's nothing else. Ooh. But realistically speaking, what other thing are we going to be doing today? Our first workout is some overhead press. So that means we need to fix these barbells so it's right here. I'm still confused. What makes someone a real gamer versus a fake gamer? Did you think I was a fake gamer, or did you think I was just some type of guy that is grifting on the Twitch.tv platform and pretending to be a gamer, but is actually just a fitness bro that beat up gamers in high school? Ooh. That stream, though, you're like a game streamer there. Oh, when I was playing the fall, or whatever it's called, Jump King, listen, we did Jump King streams in the past. The problem is I kept accidentally, oh, you're like a real game streamer. Okay, we're going to do them again. The problem is I gave myself tendinitis trying to do stuff where like every time I fall, I do like 2 push-ups or something because, I need a gimmick in order to really give people a reason to click into the stream, right? But the problem is my elbows weren't prepared. So that's the reason, people asked me, oh, why are you doing the secret black book training streams? You accidentally typed Steam again, but it's fine. This training regimen is a hypertrophy program, but it's not really hypertrophy as in gain muscle. It's hypertrophy as in, heal your ligaments and tendons. What's up? We're just discussing the future and how once I finish this training program, we're probably going to be able to go back to doing some Jump King streams, possibly where I do like 1,000 push-ups in a stream or something. But or maybe like 500 pull-ups. How am I doing today? I'm doing quite good. You know, we had a long day at work. What? Wait, on Steam. Sorry, Steam. Wait, that Steam though. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Now, where are we going to go? Now, the thing is, you mean Steam. Wait, that Steam though. You're like a game streamer there, trying to use a little discreet here. Okay. Well, the thing is realistically speaking, what we need to do is figure out where we're going. You're about to start your workout. Well, I am also about to start my glorious shoulder workout in order to, grow my shoulders. Because my problem is my lats are too big, so they make my shoulders look quite small. I hate how I swear my room's tilted, or else I have scoliosis. Because doesn't this shoulder looks higher. Okay, this shoulder looks higher, so I need to go like this. But that does not feel even. I think maybe the camera has some fisheye effect or something on it. Let's get this close. Yeah, I think it does. I think you have scoliosis. I really don't think I do because they really checked me at least. I had to go get checked for scoliosis at least 12 times in my life, and they never found anything. So I don't think I have it. Okay, so what you do here is you try to get your hip and your shoulders lined up in a straight line. You put your elbow into kind of like your arm, your knee pit, and then you kind of just pull your hand down and you lift your shoulder up. You want to do this slow and controlled. King of scoliosis. Maybe you can look up how yogis learn how to do handstands and compare it. Give your shoulders some rest. Well, the thing is we have to do a shoulder workout today, so the only handstands I'm doing today is if people force me to do them, so it won't be that much volume. Oh. We have to do a bunch of overhead press and then dumbbell high pulls and then some clean and press and then some like lateral raises and stuff. But I guess that is a possibility. But you know what they're just going to say is they're just going to be like, spend more time upside down, balance on your hands, use your toes, use your hands to balance yourself. Oh, my shoulder is popping. But I can really feel this just growing my ability to function as a human being. I did put away my laundry. Are you guys proud of me? I finally unpacked my suitcase completely and put away the laundry I washed like a day and a half ago. So realistically, today was a really productive day. But I forgot to add the workout programs to the Discord. Why? Mostly because I have to go and make them look nice, and I didn't have any time to do that. I mean, I had time because I could have done it this morning, but I just didn't, okay? So that's just, an all-around good excuse. I like to stand outside down. The thing about standing outside down is quite dangerous because, outside up's a lot safer because the higher you are, the safer you are from, flooding, tsunamis, landslides, a myriad of natural disasters all really affect people down on the ground. Our bat hangs, everything's still okay. Whenever I'm doing anything on stream, you can always just redeem any channel points. Are you asking if my feet are messed up? I think they feel fine. I realized that I was starting to like shift the bat hanging point like up my foot, and then you get it onto more of the fleshy part, and then it's like pressing on veins, and that's pretty uncomfortable. So you have to get it like right here, like the bridge of your toes, so it's like more on the joints and the bones rather than like on the fleshy part of your foot. But it's like a peculiar spot you have to get it on, and that's why it was bothering me the other day because I was having it on a painful spot rather than on another spot. Oh yeah, we're also limit testing. Instead of clipping it on, there was like a built-in magnet that I'd never used before. Dead hang for 5 seconds. Okay. You know what I should do is figure out. I need to like before the stream. What I need to do is just like sit with myself and think, what prediction should we run so I can try to run at least one of those like channel point betting things per day. because I can't just do the same ones all the time. I guess I could do like a weekly schedule or something. But who knows? Because I didn't think about one to do today until today, because, I didn't think about it. But now I should put that on the whiteboard, plan out predictions or something. Predictions. Put a little box next to it. I still have a lot of stuff to check off on here, but if it gets on the board, it'll probably eventually get done. I could be your helper with that. If you have any good ideas, you can put them in the chat or what I need to do is make like a suggestion setting in the Discord or something. Welcome to the stream, Purell. What kind of watch do you wear? This is a Garmin 945 Forerunner. You can make me a mod. Well, sadly, I can only have a single moderator, and right now that moderator is my good friend, Twitch Auto Mod. So, realistically, we did open up moderator applications, and the only people that applied were Kay and Banger, and they're really battling it out to see who eventually gets it. He's an oiler. It is, well, I got it because the thing is I ran an ultra marathon, and like this was the only watch at the time that had a long enough battery life to survive. Oh, okay, so realistically, maybe once the mod battle between those two individuals ends, we'll open up applications again, but realistically, they're still duking it out, trying to climb to be pillars of the community. You might be saying, but what about Zace? Well, he never typed 1. I said type 1 if you want to be mod, and only Banger and Kay ended up typing 1. Well, he typed 1 when I said mod applications type 1, so he's still in the battle for it. I'm not saying he's going to win, but realistically, maybe we'll do a poll or something, and then people will vote who gets it, but I don't really think I need one. You could use a cool pack on the back of your head. Huh? Don't want to harm you like I did seeing you hang. Well, you see, that was just feeling nice, my head gets hot. I just have a warm skull, You see my heart rate is generally quite low because I have a low resting heart rate, but then when I stream, it goes up. So what happens is that actually increases my body temperature, so then my brain overheats, but in the long run, it'll be fine. Would rage and ban everyone from your life. Okay, if I had a mod, they wouldn't be allowed. Could I just make it so mods can't ban people? They could only time out people or something like that. Because listen, banning, like maybe if they did something atrocious, right? Then I could be like, okay, yeah, you can ban them. But realistically, I don't think we've ever banned anyone. You can use electric too. Electric? Because, unless they're committing some type of crime or something, we are a freedom of speech platform here. We believe that people should be able to say things as long as they're not cringe, okay? Anything that's cringe, insta-permaban. Van you from poop. Well, the thing is realistically speaking, I don't really think that there's poop vans. I guess you could say maybe those people that live in vans do poop in their van. But realistically speaking, this is terrifying because you guys can't see this, but my ceiling fan is right here, and I store my barbell right here. So if I pick this up without paying attention and tilt it, I'm going to accidentally break that ceiling fan. But this is the most convenient place for me to put it in my apartment, so I'm just risking my ceiling fan each time I load and unload this barbell. But we finished that one shoulder warm-up, so now it's time to move on to, let's check the schedule. The schedule, the almighty schedule. Let's go ahead and check it. And plus, I felt bad. We had the follower goal thing on the side, right? And then we had the thing that moved, but now we have like a set thing for subscribers. So if anyone ever does do that, which, is up to people if they wanted to, at least they'll maybe stay up there longer because it's a rarer event unless Chaotic decides to be a billionaire. And then that'll just upset the whole system, but it's fine because that doesn't normally happen. Now, barbell push press is the first thing, 65% of body weight. So do you have a ceiling fan? I do have a ceiling fan, but I don't use it because it makes a loud noise. It's right there. So I leave it off because it makes this like clicking noise. I could probably turn it on and it would make the noise, but I use this fan. It's on my bed. I have this like pointed at myself when I sleep, so I'm basically in a wind tunnel, and that's my preferred sleeping method. Why is that? It's because I grew up in this scientific testing facility where I basically slept in one of those aerodynamic chambers where they test like bikes for aerodynamicy in cars. So I sleep there and it warms me up. So you're in a generally warm climate. Well, I mean, we have AC all throughout America. Where is Zace? He's probably sleeping right now, because he normally gets here in like an hour, or maybe in like 10 minutes. Who knows? I forgot what time it was. Ooh. Push press. So push press, you're gonna want to, squeeze the glutes. A lot of people don't realize no matter what workout you're doing, you basically kind of want to squeeze your lats and your glutes. Why? Because that really makes your body go straight and allows you to not be broken. Huh? Am I from America? I am in America. We must discuss this new info with them. I don't believe it's new info, but it could very well be new info. We got the okay, I had to make sure my phone was plugged in because my only time I charge my phone is when I stream. It's quite convenient. If any of you guys stream, if you just plug your phone in while you stream, when you end, it'll be fully charged, and that will really get you through to the next day. But it's unfortunate when you forget to do it, and then boom, your phone's just going to be dead for like 24 hours until the next time you stream. So it has its benefits, but it also has its negatives. Maybe I should change. Okay, we might change the color here because I put it on the white background, but then the shadows, it's hard to read, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't really matter in the long run. In the perspective analysis of reality, who really cares? Okay, so we did the 45 pounds. So we need to work our way up to 105 pounds, right? Because that's like 65% of body weight. So let's do a little calculations here because I could do it in my skull, but I want you guys to follow along. So we do minus 45, so that tells us 60. So divide by 2, that's 30 pounds each side. Eventually. That's what we're warming up towards for the first part of the workout. So, the easiest way to do that is I'm going to take a large number, but not too large. So we're going to grab these 10-pound weights and throw them on each side. And that'll push us up to, what, 65 pounds. That's at least a little bit closer than we were before. It's not even halfway, but wait, can I even get to that weight without using the 25s? I don't think I can I? Because 20, and then 20, and then 25. I cannot get to that weight without using the 25, so should we just throw the 25s on? That's a great question. That's kind of a big jump. We're going to do here, and then we'll throw the 25s on, and then we'll do that. And then, because I like to just warm up, especially when my shoulder is so angry with me. It's mad about the crimes committed against humanity. So realistically speaking, it's better to hold and wait for the future of the world. And do a slower and steadier warm up. No one ever was angry because their warm up took too long. Most people regret not warming up enough. So realistically, it's kind of like, oh, you're in a high pressure situation where people want you to say something and comment on a situation. A lot of the times it's smarter to just wait and comment later. Just like you should wait and warm up more instead of warming up less. You might be saying, oh, but I know someone that they said they warmed up too much. Well, then that's not warming up. That's called exercising. So realistically, they stopped warming up and they started just working out, but they were confused about what they were doing. So that's when they need to be educated about what they should and should not be doing with their lives. Okay, here we go. Let's go back over to this. Grab it. How many reps? Well, this is just a warm up, but we're doing 8 sets of 8 reps. So, I guess that'd be 64 reps total at 105 pounds. If we're being technical about our technical analysis. Ooh. But now we got to put these weights away because we have to jump all the way up to the 25s. Imagine if your weights changed yourself. In the future, we'll have nanites that can carry the iron particles from here to here. So they'll just go out, they'll swarm over here, pick up the weight, carry it over here, and load it. You might be saying, couldn't you just pay someone to do that? But nanite swarm sounds cooler, doesn't it? Now, what is a nanite? That's a great question. Definitionally, I don't even know if I could describe the root of the word nano. I'm assuming that's where the nanite part comes from. And then ite probably stands for like a termite. They're swarming and they destroy wood. Now, is that real? It's probably comes from the same derivative, the Latin root of termite, and it probably shares a Latin root with nanite. Why? Because they sound similar, so that's a safe bet you can make. Ooh, where's my water? A little electrolyte water right there in order to stay hydrated. Keep our water topped off. Because if the water falls off, our entire reality shatters apart individually until we can't function anymore. Ooh, okay. So, something I need to talk about. It's this thing called Markdown. You're like, what's Markdown? Okay. It's basically a plain text editor. Okay. Oh, I like Word. Oh, I like LibreOffice because it's open source. If we're being honest, all these fancy text editors, and not really text editors, are word processors or, document creators. They kind of suck. Okay. Markdown, boom, you write it in plain text and then you use some type of generator, right, to make the document look fancy. That's my PSA today. If you need to make nice looking documents, write them in Markdown and then transfer them over into a different thing using something like Pandoc or something like that. Okay, I started doing that recently. It's pretty based. Enough talking about that. Now, moved on to the overhead pressing. This is still part of the warm up. 95 pounds, I think, because it's 50 plus 45. And if I'm any good at math, I can barely stand today. You know what was weird is uh, like 45 minutes ago when I was, kind of I was still working, but I was trying to clean up the apartment, like putting my laundry away and stuff. I realized that my knee was hurting, and I was like, whoa, what's going on with my knee? Because realistically, there was nothing I did yesterday that should have bothered my knee. Isn't Markdown what they use in GitHub? That is what you use when you're writing, like you can use Markdown to format your README on GitHub. True. That is a factual statement. Do a dead hang for 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. Ugh. You're using all of the points you won yesterday from dead hanging to make me practice dead hang, so in future dead hang gambles, you'll be able to come out on top. Ugh. Based, go back to the above average. Huh? Now, the thing we're talking about here is realistically speaking, putting the bar over our skull, right? Is this dangerous? What happens if it falls and hits us in our head? We can't know. Bat hang for 5 seconds. Okay, here we go, everyone. It's bat hanging time. We are about to talk about the glorious of the overhead press, the push press, I should say, because people might get mad. They're like, oh, that's not overhead press, that's a push press. Well, guess what, in real life, if I have to lift something above my skull, I would use a little bit of leg drive. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, not bad, not bad at all. Drink some water, get a nice little cool down over, walk around in some circles, do a little bit of movement. Now, it's kind of a scam that the channel point rewards don't pop up on the screen. Really, because I got this widget, it said all alerts, okay? So when I clicked that one, I assumed that it was going to be all alerts, not just the ones that, improve your social numbers or give you money, right? That's pretty messed up. Aren't the viewers redeeming something? Doesn't that deserve to pop up on the screen? I'd say so, but apparently, the powers that be that control the alert systems, the big tech, they say no, the viewer's voice doesn't matter. But you know what I say? I say it does matter. Did that come with a price, or is it a free to have an alert system? It's free. You just have to go sign up on the thing. But then the thing is they give you the alerts for free, but then you can sign up for their way for people to donate for you, donate to you. Duration is not as good as yesterday, but the t-shirt was better. Well, the thing is yesterday I accidentally hanged for like 7 or 8 seconds because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, but basically they set you up an easy way to get anonymous donations. Well, anonymous is in you can give me money, but you can't see my PayPal username or name or whatever. But then I think they take like 5% or something like that, which is a lot better than like the Twitch giving money, but it's still you lose some. So that's how they make their money. And then I think they sell like interaction packages, and they can like help you get sponsors, but they take a cut of that, right? Or something like that. I don't really know how it all works. Um, Nothing is free. There are some free things. You can find an open source one. They're actually, I was looking at this one thing that was like, oh wow, we allow you to people can like do something and it's completely free. It really just depends on how it's ran, right? I guess nothing's free because if it's free, you're the product. But some things are just run out of the goodness of people's hearts. Like the food pantries. Those are free. There's these churches where they give away free meals to anyone that needs one. So it can exist out there. It's just quite rare. Okay, we need to go ahead and do this set. No more stalling. Even scientific articles has some prices, and that's why I love Sci-Hub. Well, did you see that the thing that Biden released that I think in like next year or coming up this year, any research that got government funding, they can't paywall the papers. So that's pretty cool actually. And most scientific projects in America have government funding. So that's gonna make it so a lot more papers and stuff are free to read. Articles. Well, not articles, but you know what I mean. Papers. Who cares about articles? Articles are just summaries. Okay, you got to get in, read the abstract, read the conclusion. That's all that matters. Okay, the meat in the middle, how they did the study, it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as it has a little peer review check mark, you can just hope the powers that be aren't scamming you. Okay, we have to go and do this warm-up set, or else I'll just stall for all day. That must always be like that already. It's not a gift that I must think. Huh? That must always be like that already. Well, it wasn't like that before. People could get government funding, and then they could, put their papers behind paywalls or sell them to journals, and then the journals, you have to buy the journal to read it. But now they can't do that anymore, or they won't be able to. But it should have been like that. I agree. So I think we needed. That doesn't seem okay with ethics. What do you mean? Why do you think? Okay, a lot. No, I love Western BS. Okay, Western BS is important. Why? Because think about it. Why don't we see a lot of miracle drugs and new drugs being released anywhere but in America? Right? I mean, it's not only in America, but most new medicine, medical research comes out of America. Why? Because we have so much medical spending. You might say, oh, look at our bad health outcomes. Yeah, but look at our medical research outcomes. That kind of counteracts it, in my opinion. Um, can I share a link with exercise ebooks in the Discord? With can I mean more? Do you allow me to share a link? I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't know why. Like, did someone ask for it, or is it like topical? You're like, oh, hey, I use this. Maybe if you want to share something like that, you'd be like, oh, I use this and it allowed me to do X, and then share it, but don't just like randomly post it, right? Maybe you try to use some type of context or something, because context is important. Because how do I know it's not a virus? I wanted to ban links completely, but it turns out you can't stop it because it's just text. But I mean, I guess it's fine. I'm not sure if anyone will click on it. If you really feel compelled to, like it's your calling, like Jesus himself has descended down from high above and told you, you must post these ebooks into this Discord. Who am I to stop you? Um, yes. Oh, okay, I actually have to respond because I'm technically supposed to be working for the next like 9 minutes. I mean, not really, but kind of. Because we don't have a start time or an end time. Uh, but I need to go and, yes. Okay. Because the people that I'm working with are in California, so the time zone is different. The first time I see you working, I used some of these. Well, the thing is, the people are there on the other side of the world, and they're like, oh, wow, not the world, but, United States of America. They're like, oh, wow, it's like 2 hours behind, so I'm still working, and you're not. So I'm going to try to message you. I'm like, leave me alone. Um, it's very good explained. The problem is think about it. Links, they're quite dangerous. I don't download anything that's not in the AUR. Why? Because I don't trust it. The world doesn't exist. Now, Ooh, crack the toes. We got the weight loaded up, 105 pounds on the bar. What is this going to allow us to do? That's 65% of our body weight, okay? So by shoving this over our skull 64 times across 8 sets is really going to allow us to do some good things. Because think about it, realistically speaking, strength, okay? We start the strength exercising in the watch. So we don't count the warm-up into this part of the exercise. The annoying thing is I have to do like dumbbell high pulls, right? Which is like pretty annoying because at least with high pulls, I can set the bar down on the racks. But with the dumbbells, I can't really set them anywhere because I have to use the 40s. I guess I could put them on the Yeti cooler, another use for the exclusive Yeti cooler. What a multi-use item. It is without a doubt the most versatile item in my entire, toolkit on the live stream. A lot of people say, oh, what's the most important thing? Your mic, the camera, the screen, the ability to read? It's definitely the Yeti. The brand is good. Have a lot of their equipment at home. Equipment, I only buy equipment from companies I trust, like Amazon.com. I only buy brands from companies I trust, like straight from the distributor. Most equipment, you can make it yourself. The whole entire fitness industry, it's all a scam. I'm being completely honest with you, okay? All the information you could ever need is out there. You don't really need to pay for it. Do they have home exercise tips on the ebooks? I'm all the home exercise tips you need. Those ebooks, that's not fair. Oh, God. Ugh. The psyop is commencing. It's turkey all over again. It's all good though. Maybe the ebooks are just better. Who's to stop you from aggregating as much information as you possibly could in one position? Go, oh wow, look at this. I can take this information, that information, combine it into one informations and realize the future is real. We're actually going to achieve something that we've never achieved before. TwitchCon is taking place in Paris next year. In Paris, I was thinking about going next year, right? Because by next year, I'm probably going to be averaging at least 5 viewers per stream. Whole squat rack and pull-up rack of dumbbells and everything. I mean, that is true, but think about it. I work out in hotel rooms, and we do exclusive, high-quality exercises, okay? But what was I trying to say? Oh, yeah, I was going to go, but, I like my spinal cord intact, okay? I heard some news about TwitchCon. They had, 3 people shatter their spinal cords, and that is horrible. That's a life-altering industry. Cheat on us at gyms. That's because I'm following a program so that I can do, game streams where I can do 1,000 push-ups, okay? If you don't want the 1,000 push-ups, the 500 pull-up streams, then I'll quit doing those and I'll just continue training on stream. What is up? Welcome back, Hydran. Welcome to the stream. We are currently in the process of about to shove this weight above our head by using push press. +1. Ugh. The problem I'm having is I get this weird Achilles tendon, tendinopathy. It's like a nerve pain almost. It's kind of weird. It was there when I was push pressing earlier, but I don't know how it happens. Oh, there it is. It's like if I shorten, or I guess I'm lengthening my Achilles and then snapping it up with a lot of power. You're going next year. You're going to Paris. I have been to Paris, but I don't remember it. Paris. That's an expensive flight, to be honest. Changing the topic when complimented greater than the speed of light. The thing about compliments is they're not real, okay? They don't exist. Oh God, my hair is all poofy today. Look at this. I need to get a haircut because my hair, it just sticks straight out. But I don't want to get a haircut, so we'll just grow it out because it'll just be easier that way. Or maybe I'll just go and buy some type of, hair product because I don't use those. I just shower and then step out of the shower and then I dry it with a towel. Now, toweling off your hair is a very exacting art, okay? You have to go like this and then like that, and that's going to really get it all dry. You want to just try to get all the water out, and then after that, you can kind of go lay in bed for 15 minutes in order to, really get any of that residual moisture out of your hair. Okay, what am I going to do? Oh yeah, we have to do 8 sets of 8. Oh my God. We have so many reps to do. That's quite exciting. I was almost about to complain, but I transitioned it. Why? Because it's all about mental attitude. Complaining is really just a mindset. And if you don't complain and you only talk about things nicely, then that's going to really boost your attitude. I learned that from studying vegans. You go look at vegans and vegetarians, anytime they eat, they go, wow, this is going to be so good. Wow, I love this food. Wow, this is so yummy. You already got your group ready for next year? That's pretty crazy. Wait, didn't you go to the other TwitchCon as well? Because I thought, maybe it wasn't you, but I thought you were like, oh, I'm excited to see this person at TwitchCon. I'm going to go hang out with them all day and all night and get lunch with them. But I don't remember if that was you. You know, my memory is spotty these days. I can barely remember my own name. Okay, start. Here we go. 8 sets. That's next year I'm going. I could have sworn you said the other day that you were going to that you were at San Diego, but maybe I misinterpreted your meaning and you were saying, "Oh, I'm excited about next year's TwitchCon." Oh my god. The barbell is way too slippery. My hands, I started them out like here and they slid like 2 to 3 inches to the side. Ooh. Quite dangerous. I need to chalk up my hands apparently because my barbell has 0 knurling. Knurling is like the sharp, pointy part of the barbell that you grab it and you're like, ow, it hurts my hands. Why would they make the barbell sharp? Why couldn't they just make it smooth? Well, the thing is if it has the sharp pointies, then your hands won't slide and then you won't destroy yourself. But my hands slid like a good 3 inches to the side. But luckily they slid about evenly, so I didn't end up having any problems on that front. Oh, I forgot to stop the watch. No. I mean lap, so we can count the reps. That way I don't have to count the sets. I just have to, rest until I feel ready to go. Then we move on to the next section. Ugh. Okay, so now we have access to something like this. It's called chalk, so that's really gonna fix up all our problems. And then we slap some chalk onto our feet as well. Why? Because falling and sliding and slippering, like a slip and slide, like maybe you get a tarp, you fill it with soap and water. That's quite dangerous. So we need to get a little bit of chalk and apply it everywhere. Wait, what is that word? Canurls are for girls. Curls? Canurls? Am I missing something? I don't know what that word is. See, the problem with communication is we're both, trying to talk to each other and convey our emotions from one human being to another. But when one time maybe you use a word that I've never even heard in the English dictionary before, no one's taught it to me. This is a failure of the American school system, not allowing us to communicate, because maybe your school taught you some words and it didn't teach me any other words. You Googled it? Okay, Arthur did some Googling. Let's see what happens. Did he come up with any answers, or is it a nonsensical typo? He's talking about the handle grabber thing, I guess. Oh, knurling. Knurling. Oh, I see what he's saying. Knurl. I get it now. I literally said the word earlier. That's a word I can say, but I can't read, you see. That's a real problem with English, is if you hear people saying words, if you don't know what the letters that form the word are. Now, if you ask me, how would you spell knurling? I'd probably say like knurl and then ing. So, a silent K is kind of weird. The little patterns on the handles of bars. I know, that's what I'm talking about. I understand the knurling, because I said, oh, knurling's important. No, the thing about knurling is, you got to get an aggressive knurling that bites into your hand and it leaves marks, and it almost makes your hands bleed. That's exactly what you want, because that'll really strengthen up the skin on your hands instead of just having a smooth bar, because smooth bars will turn you into a smooth brain when it crushes you against the ground and cuts off oxygen to your brain until your friend can run over and save your life. But they were a little bit too late. It took them approximately 3 minutes and 36 seconds, and that was almost near brain death for having not enough oxygen. But luckily they were CPR certified, so they brought you back to life. But unfortunately you have permanent brain damage now. So that's why we need knurling. But we don't have knurling, so that's why we use chalk, because chalk will get rid of moisture. So really, what makes things slide? It's friction. And what can decrease friction? Moisture. So the chalk will increase the friction, which will increase our chances of living. don't do that moves. The bar is not stable there. It's pretty stable. Like, it's not gonna fall. Ugh. Like, I would have to somehow pull up like this, I think. I've never actually accidentally pulled a bar off of the J cups except for one time, and I had it like set up low and I was leaning against a CPR breaks ribs, yeah, but it also starts your heart. Okay, so that sounds pretty worth it. But I mean, if someone's heart's working but they're not breathing, CPR isn't worth it. You can just do breaths. And if someone's, heart's not beating, there's actually science that, the breaths don't actually help that much. So if their heart's not breathing, you don't have to do the breaths. You can just do compressions. But don't take my word for it. Go get your CPR certification, or don't, right? Because it doesn't matter, but it might matter. You could save someone's life, but if you don't care about other people's lives, then it doesn't matter. Just let me go. Just let me go at that point. You'd rather die than have a couple broken bones. That's quite sad. I would trade basically almost anything to stay alive, as long as it's not losing one of the senses. If I could trade limbs, we discussed this the other day. If I had to lose one limb, I would lose an arm. If I had to lose 2 limbs, I would lose both legs. If I had to lose 3 limbs, I would lose 2 legs and 1 arm. That's basically the pattern I picked. CPR breaks ribs? Yes, it is, because guess what? There's this thing called your sternum, and it's right here above your heart. And when you're doing CPR, you put your hand right on there, and that's the thing that all your ribs connect to. So you're putting your hand right on top of the thing that holds your ribs together, and then you're pressing down on it with all your weight in order to try to compress the heart. But the rib cage is supposed to protect the heart from being compressed. So if you think about it from that perspective, you didn't know that? Why did they think they tell you, oh, don't practice CPR on anyone alive? You thought it was because, oh, maybe if their heart beats too good, they might become an Olympian, and that would be considered doping. Okay, let's, I guess, do the next step. We've stalled long enough. People call me the expert staller. Lap. Okay, set number 2. Here we go. It's not that horrible because they're dead, right? So you're bringing them back to life. I thought it was because you could give them an arrhythmia. And like kill the person. I mean, they are quite dangerous. People have burst through old people's chest with CPR. Well, yeah, it's different with old people, right? Because if you're old, they have a hard time healing. What's the biggest death sentence for someone that's old? It's breaking your hip. You go look at the mortality rate of dying within like 6 months of breaking your hip as an old person, it's through the roof. So that's why a lot of old people will get, what's it called? A DNR, a do not resuscitate, because the breaking of the ribs will just make it too hard for them to do anything and they won't be able to recover. But if you're under the age of like 70, then you're probably fine. Ooh. So, I mean, I have no clue how old you are, but I just kind of assumed by your linguistic ability that you were under the age of 70, but I guess I could be wrong in my analysis there. And if I am, then I do apologize for trying to push my non-DNR, my anti-DNR mindset onto you. Ugh. But you can't be tricked by all these old people into thinking CPR's that bad. Our good friend Random German guy, he shattered like 7 bones recently, and he's doing just fine. Huh? Who, me? No, not you. Hydran, because Hydran said they don't want to be resuscitated. They're gobbling up that old people propaganda. They're being swayed by the, pressures of reality. Nobody can trust them. Ugh. Why is it the screen look foggy for some reason? That's quite weird. Is it the camera? You're German? No, you're not German. There's a guy named Random German Guy, and he broke many bones recently. Is that less foggy? Maybe, but maybe it's also the lighting. So I'm still assessing. Dang, you're still running the numbers. I feel like you've been here long enough where we're going to give you the honorary badge of friendship. You no longer get the choice to assess. It's kind of like, oh, you can't just hang out with the gang for so long. Now everyone assumes you're part of it, so there's no leaving it. You have been indoctrinated. You have no ability to really escape from this type of situation. I do fear, not fear, I do apologize for that happening to you, but now you're just gonna have to show up at least once a year. That's our membership rules. By pressing that follow button, you're contractually. Why can't I say that word? You're under a contract where you're forced to show up at least once a year. Friendship with an asterisk mark. Terms and conditions do apply. Terms. Draco must continue to stream every day. Friendship can only be broken apart with a mutual gifted. Oh my god, Arthur has gifted a tier 1 sub to Hydran Campy, and we got to see the brand new thing popping up right here. And then look, Hydran's name is up there. Oh my god, now it might be a little bit weird. Why don't we have a sub goal where, because my goal is really just to stream? No, now you have access to some of the greatest emotes on Twitch and your sub number. You have 1 month subscriber now next to your name. I do appreciate that, Arthur. You are a beast, a demon. How's your thesis statement going? Now it's bonded. The asterisk has been removed. Now you have to spam the bear and the heart emotes. Oh my god, Arthur claims the little 3 badge name next to his name with a little present. That is an exclusive badge only handed out to a minuscule amount of people, and now you have access to it. I did turn those so they never reset, so that will be permanently next to your name for the rest of your life. I do appreciate that. You are a monster. A monster in a good way, like, oh, monstrous. Not like, oh, you're a monster, stay away from me and my family. Something like that, More like, oh, wow, that guy has a monstrous ability to do things. Kind of in a good way. You see, that's the problem with so much language. Why don't we just have more words, like one word that's a bad monster and one word that's a good monster, instead of having to figure out context clues? You might be saying, oh, because that'd make the language more complex and then more words to learn, and then it would be harder to communicate because it would take children much longer to learn all the words. And with our new system, children can communicate much faster because there's less words to learn. They just have to learn, how to contextually use them properly. Which is another thing all of in itself. Also, Draco, love it. Great pop-up. Well, I didn't have anything to do with it. Well, I did I enabled it, but, that's no custom art. You think Beast is a good monster. Wow, you're a beast. I don't know about that, because think about it. If Beast is a good monster, then Beast would be like, oh, wow. Would that make bestiality? If you're saying, beast has a positive connotation, I'm quite concerned about that whole line of thought there. So I really don't think I don't think that's how it works in English, but I could see how maybe you could contextually think beast might be better than monster. Okay, wait, we need to do this next set. I can't stall forever. Well, I can technically stall forever, but I won't stall forever. Why? Because stalling is an art, and I don't want to abuse it too much, right? You see too much of a good thing. Okay. Hydran with the hot takes. Why is this? I swear my shoulder workouts are normally, super fun. But today, it's like I'm being slapped in the face by a bag of carrots. Speaking of carrots, I kind of do want to eat some. I have to make sure I'm keeping my fiber intake up. We need to move the bike back over here. Why? Because if I'm going to do a cooking stream, I need access to the stove. But we won't use the stove, but I still want it to be available because I might cook the pasta over there to 0 time it. By 0 time, I mean at the same time. Baby carrots, a good source of fiber, a good source of, vitamins and minerals. Vitamin A. We don't want, bone degradation. You also agree. See, we're going and we're looking at people, and different people have different understanding of words, right? And that's quite interesting, because you would think everyone has the same understanding of words, but when we break it down, it's so fluid that some people might think monsters are cooler than beasts are better. I'm pointing out there's only one A. Is that even true? You're not promoting it. You're pointing out there is only one A. I don't think it's bestiality. It has to be bestiality. There's no way that's the correct spelling of it. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Why? Okay, wait. That is quite scary. I butchered the name, and then Google did not give me the spelling check like automatically. Oh, did you mean this? And then there's a lot of sketchy websites. So I'm glad I didn't type that in on stream, because that would have been unfortunate. And Google did not autocorrect it though, so I don't even know if it's a real word. Is it in the English dictionary, the Oxford dictionary? I would assume so. We've only done 2 sets so far. What have I been doing? You're not. Oh wait, I already read that sentence like 6 times. I'm slowly losing my mind. We have to like re-chalk up each set because I rest for so long, and then the barbell is so high quality that it absorbs the chalk. This is a rare chalk absorbing barbell. It cost me roughly 75 cents per pound. Okay, here we go. Boom. Another set done. Another day, another dollar. We're slowly working our way through this exercise, this training program. So why high volume? Does high volume really make you stronger? I mean, it probably will, but stronger how, right? Because a lot of people define strength different ways, right? Is strength the amount of force you can represent in a single movement? Is strength your, functional uh, threshold of power you can output for 20 minutes? Or is strength just your overall body's ability to function through day-to-day life? You see, those are very wide and different topics, and different types of training are going to get you there in a more optimal fashion, depending on which one you want to optimize for, right? Let's say you want to optimize for a 1 rep max, then you're going to want to train, less reps. Let's say you want to optimize for, general physical ability. Then you're going to want to do somewhere between like 5 and 10. Let's say you just never want your shoulders to ever fail you ever in your life, but you're not going to be all that strong. Then just do like 20 reps or something like a psycho. And then that's really how you pick your rep scheme. A lot of people say, oh, this one's the best or that one's the best. Nothing's the best, okay? Everything's on a spectrum. If we go and we look up the word spectrum, basically just the definition of a spectrum is the world, right? Because the world's on a spectrum. Dex is superior. Dexterity, that's very interesting. So you think, dexterity is a superior stat to strength? That is a valid opinion to have, because if you think about it, speed is pretty important. We go look at something like the shrimp. What's that? The pistol shrimp is basically maxed out dexterity, unless you're a caster. Well, I feel like dexterity is still important for a caster, but it might not be the most important stat for a caster, right? Because they still need access to mana and such, right? But, dexterity is pretty important. Whenever I played Dark Souls, I do go dex over strength kind of character. Why? Because, dexterity is just more fun. Ooh. Curl. Now, what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, apparently we might be I might be contacting Birkenstock, because I tried to go to my local cobbler to see if he could repair my Birkenstocks, and I went inside and the place was a bit sketchy, okay? And I tried to, scope out him seeing how he was repairing shoes, and I didn't know if I liked his style, right? So I said, maybe I should contact the official, company and see how much they'll quote me. But they said I had to send in pictures of my Birkenstocks to get a quote on how to repair them or how much it would cost, because it depends on each one, right? They'd say, oh, it depends on what's wrong with them. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. But then I tried to look around and I realized that my phone was dead. So I was like, oh, that's pretty unlucky. Mixing up your statistic. What statistic am I mixing up? I don't think I mixed up a single one. You know, I've only spoken truth this whole stream. If you can point out a single, mixed up statistic, then I will officially post an apology video on my YouTube channel tomorrow. Broken hearts. Oh my gosh, that emote is gut-wrenching, but there is some regular hearts in there, so it mins it. Oh, you were doing some type of combination. My eyes only saw a bunch of broken hearts, and then I saw the first real heart, and then I realized it was in every other type thing. That proves that your eyes aren't all that trustworthy. Ooh, did you see that camera glitch? That almost shut me down. If it glitches the whole way, then that'll definitely be the end of me. I'm mixing up your statistic. You're taking statistics and you're mixing them up yourself? Cobbler. That's not very consumerism of you. I don't believe in consumerism, okay? You go look around. There's nothing here that's very consumerist. You see, this is my table, my chair, my bench, and my seat. Okay, so that's a 4 times combination device, plus my cooler. I forgot it was a cooler, right? So realistically speaking, that's not very consumeristic of me either, right? We don't believe in consumerism here. We're not a consumerist household. We're a capitalist household. So really what we want to do is we want to sell things to the consumers, right? Let's say one of you guys, any consumers out there in the chat that wants access to this Rain Cloud Form Pokemon card that only went through the wash 1 time, okay, it's lightly played, almost gym mint. I'd say this is about a 9.5. Do you remember my real name? Do I remember your real name? Your real life username? Jewel. Okay, so it probably starts with a J because when people pick usernames to go with their names, they start with the Jewel. Okay, so then is it like, okay, I'm mentally blanking here, but I'll probably remember it. Okay, so give me like 15 seconds as I contemplate. Now the problem is what if it doesn't start with a J, right? I don't know, for some reason I think it's like 3 letters long, but why would you make your username longer than your real name, right? I feel like most people would either go with like shorter, or just use their name, because normally people like low syllable count situations. Like I have a name in my skull, but I don't want to say it because then that would make me incorrect. And as long as I continue contemplating, I'll never be wrong, right? And that is a boon to myself. Why? Because I can always dredge it up from my memory. I'll probably have a dream tonight, and then someone in the dream will have your name, and I'll remember that. I'll be like, oh, wow, your name was this, and I'll say it tomorrow, right? So I'm just going to have to meditate on that, close my eyes, cross my I's, dot my T's, and contemplate for prolonged periods of time to dredge it up, because the thing that happens is things get saved into your neurological memory, right? But the problem is they're not necessarily going to really be dredged into there, right? Because you might have the neurological memory in your brain, but the pathway to get there might be lost. J is correct. Okay, so I got the first letter. I knew it. Okay, so that means my memory is not failing me. Okay, should I just go with my gut guess and then we'll see if it's correct? And if it's wrong, don't tell me your name because I will remember. For some reason, I want to say Jin, but 3 letters plus 3 letters. Okay, wait, that means it's not. Okay, wait, take that back. Okay, that is not your name. Your name is actually Jack. No, that's incorrect as well. Okay, that was just a guess. Okay, my first guess I feel like was more correct, and then we're gonna head in that direction eventually. I do need to do this set, so I'll contemplate it while doing it. It's not John. It's like, I swear it was like. I could have sworn it was like Jin or something, but that's only 3 letters. But you're saying it's 4 letters? What about second? Huh? Guest Fest? What about it, There's a lot of interesting things going on there. You see, you have guests fasting. Who's gonna break it to Arthur? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his camera. And Jill came tumbling after. Okay, wait, if my guess was Jen, and then it's Jill, then I'm actually quite close, right? So if we think about it, I had 2 out of the 4 letters. So that's pretty good. I'm from Turkey, so it gets harder from there. That's just an excuse. What you should have done is anytime someone types anything in chat, you should memorize it. Maybe saying, oh, but you couldn't remember. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got like the first 2 letters, so that's not bad, But I like to think of people's names. What is up, Anna? Welcome back to the stream. We're currently in the process of throwing this 105-pound weight above my skull multiple times across time and space. Wait, did I got it right, Jewel? Right? My second, I guess, if you count Jack as a guess, but that was a meme because that was just the first 4-letter name that popped into my mind. People are going to continue guessing. Oh, okay. Exactly. We're getting some good training in as we continue pacing around in circles. But realistically speaking, we have to analyze a couple of situations, like why did I get sore yesterday? We go look at my training. I didn't do any biking, so why would that aggravate my knee? It doesn't make sense. I must have somehow messed it up sitting at work. Okay. Your hint was too easy. Okay, wait, that's kind of makes sense because if we think about it, right? I said Jin, which is the first 2 letters, and then my next guess was Jack, which is Jack and Jill. So I think realistically, my subconscious mind was trying to help me out. So subconsciously, I knew your name. It was just, the tip of my tongue was trying to hold me back. Because for some reason, you never know what's going on in your brain, right? You can't control it. All you can do is battle against the subconscious mind and try to make the conscious mind win out. It did win in the end. It just didn't win instantly. So, it maybe got like a 3 out of 5 stars or something like that. I'm having so much fun. Well, that's important because guess what? Fun is pretty cool because it's better than the opposite. What's the opposite of fun? I would say unfun is the opposite of fun. And, if you're ever in an unfun situation, you might be forced there so you can't just leave. But it's like, oh, wow, this would be a lot cooler if it was fun. Drink some water. Okay, K-Bean redeeming some of their points. Quite rich. Oh, this is almost out as well. Probably only like 3 or 4 more sips. But it was full. How long have I been streaming for? Ooh, I have no clue. I've been live for an hour already? That's pretty crazy. Wait, I've been live for an hour and I haven't even finished this first thing? That's quite bad. Can't wait for 20 to 23 to come instantly. For 2023? Are you talking about TwitchCon? You're already excited for the next one? You're going to go to Paris and hang out with your best friend in the entire world? Yeah, but what if, 1 year from now, the whole entire global economic system is completely different, There could be a pandemic or something. There could be, World War VII could happen in the next, 6 months. What if we have multiple world wars? That would probably mess up your plans. So realistically, I would plan on short-term goals. Like me, my goals only last until the next day. Like right now, my current goals in life are to finish this shoulder workout and turn on my stream tomorrow. And if I can achieve both of those, I'll be, riding high on the dopamine train tracks. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Well, I invited him to my birthday party next year taking place in Las Vegas, so probably I should be thinking about that. Dang. You invited someone to go out to Las Vegas with you and do whatever happens in Las Vegas? All I know about Las Vegas is it's in a desert and essentially they're running out of water. So you might want to be careful. Is your birthday in the summer months or is it in the winter months? Or maybe the early spring, the water won't be too bad. But if you go there in the summer, that's going to be quite unlucky because guess what? It's going to be all dried up. There's going to be no more sand anywhere. January, February, March. Okay, so that's early spring. We're just coming out of winter. The snow's starting to melt. The water situation in Las Vegas should be quite good. I've never gone to Las Vegas. I don't think I've ever been to Las Vegas. I feel no drive to go there. I can't think of a single thing in Las Vegas that really sounds interesting. All I know is there's desert. There is this cool, like, really wide canal that they're actually planning on covering with solar panels one, to produce electricity, as well as two, to provide shade to the water so it evaporates less. Now that's pretty interesting, but you can kind of look at pictures on it on the internet, so you don't really need to go there in person. You're going to the Strip. Isn't that just like a giant road? Isn't that where like people died? And I'm like, whoa, any place people have died, I try not to go. That's one of my personal rules in life. You might be saying, oh, but people have died everywhere, and then you wouldn't be able to go to the hospital. And I would say, wow, you really poked holes in my flimsy story I made up to discount the fact I've never been to. No, that's the casino area and hotels and restaurants and a whole bunch of fun. Wow, gambling and hotels. I spend a lot of time in hotels, and I can tell you they're pretty all right. They have okay internet, fast enough for you to stream to all your friends. I could imagine going to Las Vegas for a misbehavior trip. For a misbehavior trip? You're planning on going someplace to misbehave. Honestly, I'd probably rather just stay home. There's a lot of fun stuff to do around. Go for a hike or something. Go climb a mountain. Mountains are pretty cool. That's not good. Yeah, you don't want to go for misbehavior. You know what you want to do? You want to go and really try to count cards and then get banned and put on the blacklist for casinos, so you're banned from them all. That's the only reason, I swear. If you guys ever see me at a casino, the only reason I'm going into the casino is to try to get banned from all casinos for cheating. So realistically, I'd probably never go into one unless I knew I could scam them out of tons of money. Ugh. Now here we go. We have to do this next set again. I'm resting so long. I think it's because, I'm mentally, physically, emotionally, mentally preparing myself. Because think about it. Every time I throw 65% of my body weight above my skull, it could happen. Scam and scram. No, you doing a good job. Wow, I appreciate that. We are doing a good job with our training. It's just the most important part is interaction. And that's what's happening here. We're talking and we're basically communicating about exercises. You guys had a lot of training questions today, and we've really covered a lot of topics. So I feel like each of you is really going to improve your entire life and moving forward. You're the best guy. Wow. I do appreciate that. The single best guy in the entire world, in the entire universe. Do you guys believe in aliens? I kind of ran the numbers, and I think realistically speaking, there are no aliens within like 100 billion light years of Earth. Okay, that's my opinion. I think we're the most advanced society in 100 billion light years, and we're basically going to use that to, trample any other intelligent life we find. You might be saying, oh, isn't that pretty optimistic or something? But if you think about it, if there is another form of life out there, it's either super far ahead of us or, super far behind us. So realistically speaking, it's probably, if it was super far ahead of us, they would have already found us because, we're blasting out sound waves and stuff. I have to go now. I got to take a shower and then eat dinner. Well, good luck showering and consuming food. That's a very important part of the day because one, getting clean, you can really, fight diseases. The shower, it really can boost forward and lower, the mortality death rate of infants. You're a single by choice, I assume. I don't know if he's the best guy, but he has the best legs and feet on Twitch. Okay, that's a very interesting sentence. I guess that's my claim to fame. And I usually hate feet. Okay, that's very interesting. Ugh. Okay, where were we talking about? You are single by choice, I guess. Much love. Exactly. I'll see you again in the future. Hopefully you're here by, stream day 400 and something. That'd be pretty crazy. Greater than sign. You see, the cool thing about math, okay, if you ever want to type mathematical formulas, you might think, oh, I'll use latex. You just haven't admitted it to yourself. Well, maybe it's just... Wait, I got a notification on my phone from Steam. Did I just get hacked? Oh no, there was just a Steam sale or something like that. That's quite interesting. Steam sale. They're telling me, hey, there's this game on your wish list that just went for sale. You can buy it for only 4 cents. Nah. Well, it's like maybe a type of thing. No, I didn't do anything. Oh, you didn't do anything? I mean, you did type it. Oh, I was talking about typing in mathematical formulas into latex, right? But, you can actually use Markdown and then, cast latex into Markdown. And then it's a lot simpler because then you don't have to use latex. I guess I should call it like latte or whatever, because the X is technically silent, but who really cares? Nobody does. But it could be like one of those situations, if we really want to break down into it, because K-Bean's trying to say, oh, if you find a secret, if you're like, oh, wow, that person looks cool, then you'd be like, oh, wow, maybe you actually do like those types of people, but it's just you're repressing yourself. But it could be one of those situations where you're just, I don't actually like this part about people, or it's not something I'm particularly liking, but, when I see a nice looking person, I'd be like, oh, wow, that's a nice looking person, but that doesn't mean that I'm, attracted to them or whatever. I don't know, I'm talking in such vagaries, but that is, being abstract is kind of, because then you can really take what I'm saying and everyone can pretend they understand what I'm saying, even if they really can't grasp what I'm saying. So that's why I like to speak in vagaries instead of being specific, because if I say specific things, then people are like, whoa, I don't agree with that. So as long as I'm really saying nothing, then I'm also saying everything. Draco, not trying to say feet. No, I wasn't trying to say feet. I was just saying, like, back to assessing. Huh? LaTeX is it's a program on the computer that allows you to write scientific papers. Okay, I was just saying I'd rather use Markdown, and then you can cast math formulas into LaTeX. It's not actually pronounced latex because the X is silent, but who cares? I'm just gonna read the word. Who cares about the owner's wishes? Companies, they try to name their company and spell them all fancily, but guess what? It's the will of the people that decide how something is said. He's gonna ignore me. I don't think I ignored you. Wait, what did you type? Did I miss an entire message? Sometimes the chat's going too fast. You're single by choice. I did read it. What, you want me to answer it? You want me to go, oh, I'm single by choice? I feel like, isn't everyone that's single by choice? Because if you really didn't want to be single, you could just go outside and be like, hey, you want to be friends? And then just go up to every human until one of them wants to be your friend. And then be like, oh, I didn't mean friend. I meant my life. You ask him personal questions. Exactly. I ignore all personal questions. I can only speak about societal issues, global scale politics, niche scientific topics, anything personal to myself. I have an inability to speak about it because I have no personal opinions to myself. Pineapple in his pizza. I have talked about pineapple on pizza before. You see, it's not actually atrocious. The thing is people don't know how to actually put pineapple on pizza. If we go and we look at toppings, toppings are normally somewhere between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch in thickness. If you're talking about millimeters or centimeters or whatever, it's probably like 1 centimeter on average. But if you go look at pineapple on pizza, these things will be 1/2 an inch to an inch thick. It's like, are you kidding me? This is thicker than the crust. It's quite disgusting, right? If we want to go and get pineapple on pizza, you need it to be diced thin, right? So you get a little bit of sweetness, but you don't want it to be, the majority of what you're consuming. But I've rarely had pineapple pizza where they actually dice it thick enough. They give you these huge cubes, and it's actually disgusting, okay? As long as we're dissecting personal questions, where are the numbers on the front and back of your credit cards? Actually, my credit card has no numbers on the front because, new credit cards don't really carry personal information. Pineapple pizza 17, I concur. Well, I'm glad you concur. It needs to be diced thinly, okay? We don't want these big chunks. If it's made correctly, it can be good. But most places, you go to a fast food pizza place and you ask for pineapple and they just get these pineapple chunks and throw them on there like they're lazy. They don't distribute them properly. It's quite messed up. I'm like, listen, you're kind of giving this type of pizza a bad name. That's like, oh, wow. It's like if someone's like, oh, wow, I hate mushrooms on pizza because you get a mushroom on your pizza and they cover the whole thing in mushrooms and it's quite disgusting, right? Like, it's all about this distribution. I like it even if I'm a bit allergic. You're allergic to pineapple? Is that possible? Are you allergic to like the specific like acid, or are you allergic to a bunch of different fruit? Or is it like something in the pineapple specifically that makes it all pineapple-y? Because I know it has some specific chemicals in it that other fruit might not have. But I would assume if you're allergic to one fruit, you might be allergic to a myriad. A myriad? Is that even a real, like, is that a sentence? A myriad of fruits? I could have said like a whole spectrum of fruits, but I feel like myriad would sound cooler. But now that I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't sound right. Pineapple-y. Exactly. It's a pineapple. Apples are apple-y. Pineapple-y. Oh my god. My meniscus is angry at me for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm... Okay, we need to continue forward. Yes, pineapple. You're allergic to pineapple. That's unfortunate. It's not really even that good. I would recommend, blueberries, but blueberries probably wouldn't be good on pizza. I swear some places use canned pineapple. I think most, unless you're going to like a bougie pizza place, they'd use canned pineapple and they don't cut it any smaller. Because that's exactly what I was trying to describe. Like, I imagine them cutting up a pineapple, but now that you say that, I swear they just take like the giant chunks from a canned pineapple and throw it straight onto the pizza. Wow, I kind of just had a revelation. You're actually true. You just spit straight facts. Okay, so I'm never gonna order a pineapple pizza, but if I go to a place that's like, I'm like, oh, I see someone else have a pineapple pizza, and I can see it's like a nice thinly sliced piece of pineapple, and it's not, gonna be absolutely disgusting. I'll be like, oh wow, maybe I'll try some of that. It can be pretty good. I'm not against it. I generally don't really like sweet things. Like sweet bread, I find that disgusting. Hawaiian rolls, absolutely revolting. What am I trying to think of? Anything else? There has to be something. I don't know. My brain's completely blanking. Any food that I don't think should be sweet, but some people make it sweet, I think this is gross and I won't eat it. Um, Hawaiian rolls are so good. You don't like honey? No, I do like honey. I said I don't like things that I don't think should be sweet if they taste sweet. They're not really that sweet. I haven't had one in like 8 years, but last time I had one, they had like a Swedish flavor to them, and I thought it was absolutely revolting. I tried it once when I moved to a different city to change my eating habits. Totally. A lot of veggies and fruit went really badly. Well, realistically speaking, if you're trying to change your eating habits, you should change one thing at a time, right? Because when you add something new into your diet, you can see if it has a positive or a negative effect. You don't want to do whole wide changes because you won't be able to tell what's going on. Did you watch the new episode? I watched it earlier today because yesterday I was too busy watching the Dota Internationals. Welcome to the streams, Ace. How did the Dota Internationals go? Yes, I cried when the dragons all died. It was quite unfortunate. Ugh. We never like to see death and dishonor happening. Ooh. This is the nice thing about, I just realized that if I go ahead and do this pose, what is it called? Vriksanana. Basically, I can warm my feet by putting my foot onto my femoral artery. You loved it. Another time skip, but no dragons. No more dragons? That's quite unfortunate. I would think that the show about the people that had the dragons would involve the dragons for the last 2 episodes. Wait, the season's almost over? That's quite ridiculous. Wait, isn't it kind of sad that Dota, scheduled their international tournament at the same time of Worlds? Like, who had more viewers? Were they going at the same time? I don't think so, because it seemed like they were happening someplace weird. Had my own place and thought now I can make the rules. Yeah, I guess that, but I would just say in general, you want to make small changes to your diet because, you might have negative reactions to things. And if you make a lot of changes, you won't be able to pinpoint what you had a negative reaction to, right? So if you add things one at a time, you'll be like, oh, this makes me feel better, so I'll continue eating that. And then you'll add another thing on. And if that makes you feel worse, then go, oh, I'll get rid of that. That's definitely going to end right before the dance. Oh, the dance of the dragons. The war between two dragon-bearing individuals. But T1's definitely bigger. Wait, but T1 is that one? Are you saying that League is bigger? We have more viewers because it looks cooler. And we also had, a Netflix series. Wait, didn't Dota also have a Netflix series? The TI is the international. Oh, the international. Is that what TI stands for? I don't think Arthur understands that every household in America has a floor and ceiling fan. That League's Netflix is better than Dota's. I actually have only watched Dota's Netflix series and I never watched the League one. Does that make me a fake fan of League? Because I'll be honest, I couldn't force myself to watch it. I was like, if this is bad, it'll just be depressing. No, I don't think they have that in New York. I'm pretty sure most places. I'm pretty sure I had ceiling fans when I lived in Alaska. Did we? No, we might have only had floor fans. Pretty sure they have it in California too. Are you talking about the Arcane show? Yeah, Arcane. I never watched it because I couldn't will myself to do it. I was like, if this is bad, I'll be too, depressed. So I don't want to watch it. The Arcane show is supposed to be really good. Everyone loved it, even though they're not fans of League. Have you watched it? You can do a viewing party. It is very depressing. It's depressing. Well, it has like some type of emotional storyline. Oh no, I'm sad because my life is unfortunate, but now I can go and join a battle arena. Well, I mean, the whole lore for League of Legends is basically just Hunger Games, isn't it? They just take people and make them battle in an arena. You know, if we think about it, Hunger Games kind of just copied League of Legends, and so did Fortnite. I watched the first 2 episodes. I wanted to finish it because I heard it gets sad. You waited? I'm too far away. You wanted to finish. Wait, you didn't want to finish. I never did. Unlucky. Georgia Dow does good therapy dissection video of it. Oh, therapy. Wait, did I read therapy? No, going over like, oh, this is the character's motivations, and they're sad because their whole family hates them, and they've been abandoned. So now they have emotional issues. Okay, let's go ahead and do this next set. I've been stalling long enough. The 6th set. We're slowly making our way through this workout. This workout's gonna be so long. It's just because I'm too good at stalling, you know? Too much of a good thing is always a better thing. Camera is tilted today. Well, that's because the camera was not working properly. So I had to like unplug it, take the battery out, and like rebuild it all together. So it was quite unfortunate. Okay, here we go. Let's do this next set. He has a book too, huh? He never does yoga. He's against it and stretching. Aren't you supposed to do yoga today? What do you mean I'm supposed to do yoga today? I just did some yoga. And we do yoga sometimes. And I do have an entire yoga book. And I read it. The whole thing. That's why it's in the red section. You know? And I learned a lot. But the thing is yoga's really a whole time, it's like a dedication. You know, it takes lots of practice. And it's really about slowly improving yourself throughout time. Right now, we're working on this. A question for you. What? That's not enough. I will answer your question to the best of my ability. You know, if I can't answer it, I will. When Sasuke is going to return to... I can't... Wait, why can't I say the word? I know how to say the word. But for some reason, because I'm too away... Konoha. You see, for some reason it looked like O-N-C-H-A because I'm too far away and my head is slightly lightheaded from lifting. Is this Naruto? It is Naruto. Wait, when? Wait, when is he going to return? Wait, what are you talking about? Are you watching the show? Are you saying, oh, when's he going to come back? He comes back, you know, at least 3 times, you know, after they do a little... Wait, what part are you at? Because I'm pretty sure he runs away at least thrice. Can you straighten your camera? It's giving me a hernia. I don't know if I can straighten it. Because it's like... Okay, there you can see the ceiling fan. Now I'm going to have to like go unscrew this thing. Okay, there. Maybe that straightened it. If it didn't straighten it, you're just out of luck. I think that's exactly the same. You're at the beginning of Shippuden? Okay, so you're at the beginning of Shippuden, so he's probably going to come back like in like 400 episodes. So, you know, you really can look forward to that. It's good now? Okay, it's good now. That's good. I think it looks exactly the same, but at least now we can pretend it's straight now. Wait, let me go like this. Oh, wait, my shoulders don't look like I have scoliosis anymore. You know, I said, wow, the camera makes me look like I have scoliosis today. Isn't this a spoiler? I mean, it's not really a spoiler, right? He asked the question, so I'm giving him the answer. And realistically, saying, oh, you know, Dumbledore dies isn't a spoiler, right? Because it's all about the plot, how he dies, what happens, who killed him, right? These things aren't spoilers, and if you think they're spoilers, you're cringed. You've actually watched Naruto. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've also watched it as well. But I skipped most of the filler, because the filler is cringe. Ugh. One of the few animes you liked. One of the few you liked. I feel like your problem is selection then. You're not actually selecting anime that you'll enjoy, right? And you're watching stuff that people are like, oh, watch this. And you're like, wow, that sucked, right? Because there's like a billion shows out there. That's like, oh, I can't find a show on TV I like. Okay, well then you just are horrible at decision-making skills. I'm not saying your decision-making skills are horrible. I'm saying people are bad at making decisions. But I don't watch all the episodes of the one. Oh, I'm just dying. Where they're older. You just watched. I just washed all my clothes today. I did laundry yesterday. That's why I wore those untypical stream clothes. And today I put my laundry away because I didn't put it away yesterday. In 2 weeks. I put them away today because I needed to. I stopped after the big fight of Sakura, and she was with the old lady or something. Oh, you were in the Akatsuki arc. You know, they just battled the puppet guy. Oh, wait, we're kind of spoiling things for That's Not Enough, so we should probably not talk about it. You know, he's still trying to enjoy the show, and we're never going to get him as a follower to test the new follower alert if we continue, you know, leaking things about him. Because the writers can't write girl characters, to be honest. What do you mean, Tsunade, one of the greatest female characters of all time. Oh, I thought the clothes were your thing. You know, it could be, but it's not really my thing. That's like the very first Akatsuki fight, and it was epic. But it made K-Bean quit watching the show because she was like, wow, you know, they really do suck at writing Sakura. Worst female character in the world. That becomes the leader. She was sure one of the best girls on there. True. Oh god, I almost just fell. That's not why I stopped. But you did stop, so it doesn't matter. I can say why you stopped. What is up, Boneless? Welcome to the stream. Because you got busy. You seem to stop watching a lot of shows. Maybe you have commitment issues, you know. One of your goals watching my stream is we're gonna try to work on your ability to follow through and start something and finish it all the way through. And then 3 months from now, your life's gonna be the best. Because they actually gave Sakura more autonomy instead of making her an NPC that just follows Sasuke around going, oh wow, I like that guy because he has cool hair. It just has like 50 billion episodes. Okay, to be honest, I'm pretty sure I watched all of Naruto in like 3 months, so, you know, that's not really that long. How long have you been alive for? You've probably had a lot more than 3 months of time. You may be saying, oh, isn't it probably a little unhealthy to binge watch a show for like 14 hours a day while watching it at like 2 times speed? Maybe, but, you know, I feel like I really absorb the plot that way much better. You know, the problem with anime is pacing, so when you watch it at a faster speed, it fixes all the pacing issues. So that's basically the true meta. Okay, let's do this next set. Oh. Just fell. You know, falling is quite dangerous because a lot of people don't realize that if you fall, you end up snapping your back in half. I prefer One Piece. I think the manga for One Piece is better, but then the anime for One Piece is like okay, but they have like some really bad pacing, right? You've watched One Piece. Attack on Titan started pretty cool. The first season was all right, but then they tried to be all fancy with it. The ending was super cringe. The whole show was. We're just talking about anime now. This is now a weeb-only stream. Non-weebs out. They ventured out of the wall. It's downhill for you. Honestly, after the first episode, it was downhill from there. It's amazing. If you've only watched the first season with your commitment issues, then it is amazing. But if you watch season 2, you're like, oh, this wasn't as good, but it's still pretty interesting. I wonder where they're going to take the plot from here. And then you watch season 3, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? You know, I guess, you know, the cool stuff's going on, but it's slightly getting worse. Can't wait for the final part. Oh, wow, it's really exciting. I got to wear a suit. Peace out, homies. Okay, good luck going and purchasing your suit and putting it on. Can't wait. I thought they already finished the anime, or did it not actually finish? Ugh, I don't know. Reading is just more based than watching. You know, it takes less time. No, it didn't finish. I wonder if it's gonna finish, you know? All the other people were angry. Okay. Anyone else stroke their you know, the thing about meat is realistically, if you go and you purchase a steak like a T-bone, a ribeye, or a T-bone, is you buy it and then you think, oh wow, I'm just gonna cook this up real quick. And a lot of people say, oh, you can just sear one side or sear the other side, and the meat will really be good, right? And that'll be done. But a lot of people, they say, oh, I can't afford those expensive, $40, $30 cuts of meat, right? Oh no, what am I gonna do? So then you go out and you buy something, the same meat they use for fajitas, but that meat's a little bit grizzly. It's a little bit chewy, right? Essentially, you get into a time period where you can't really eat the meat because it's too chewy, right? So then you have to go and you have to tenderize it. So there's multiple ways to do that. You can soak it with some pineapple juice. You can, I don't actually know how they tenderize meat. You can bang it with a mallet, and apparently Boneless here likes to do something else when he's trying to tenderize his cheap steaks, right? He apparently strokes them for prolonged periods of time. And I don't really think that's going to help, because I think the whole point of malleting the meat is to break up the muscle fibers in the meat. I got stun locked. That's quite unfortunate. That is one of the design problems they have in Dota, is they have a lot of hard CC, so I can understand why you're now switching over to League. Why am I getting so many messages from work? Leave me alone. Can I help? Well, I don't know if she'll feel comfortable really sending you her address in order for you to really mail her over like whatever meats you purchase, right? So realistically speaking, I don't think it's going to happen. Because she would have to give her address and then you're going to have to like airdrop it. I guess you could do something with like an Amazon warehouse. I think you can actually buy smoked meats off Amazon and then ship them to like a Whole Foods or packaging settings. Oh, new. Yep, we have the new broken heart emote. Boneless, K-Bean was on your side in the Boneless versus Banger wars that go on in the chat each day, but K-Bean might have now switched over to the other side, which is going to be interesting because K-Bean and, Banger are the only two people in the running for the, oh, here's the water. Isn't this cool how my shorts match my water bottle? I did that on purpose. So, this is called fashion, This is called the ability to function in the place. In the running of what? In the running for moderator. Because guess what? Like, I think it was like 4 weeks ago, we were like, type 1 if you want to be mod. And only 2 people typed 1. So sadly, there's only 2 people in the competition. They're still writing their, I asked for like a 4-page essay about what they were going to do to improve the stream. And we really haven't got that yet. So I'm waiting for them to be submitted before we go into the judging phases. Boneless can be mod. Sadly they didn't press the 1, but if you're giving away your position in the running to Boneless, I guess we can do that. If that's your prerogative to hand the position, your baton for running away. Well, you can't type 1 now, that was old. But Kay can give you her 1, and then you can grab it, and then boom, now you're in the running. But realistically speaking, oh, Zace, you hate new things. I'm surprised you didn't complain about the new follower and subscriber goals, or did you not notice them because it's light gray on white? What is up, Chaotic of Strife? Welcome back to the stream. No, all 3 of us can be in the running. I'm changing the rules. I don't think that's how it works. You don't have enough power here. I mean, theoretically, maybe once you got to the position, you would have more power, but right now you're kind of just, a regular human being. I didn't notice them. You see, that's a problem. We need to make different colors. I like the assignments. What makes you think that's better? Because it's plain text. And guess what? It just shows the latest one instead of a whole list. So that's way cooler, because then people will be like, whoa, being late is pretty based. And we now have something that flashes up on the screen, but it's only happened once today because, our good friend Arthur is apparently an oil prince and quite rich. You missed it. Unfortunate. Well, if anyone ever follows, you might see it because you left for a bit. Tragic. Quite sad. You had to go do whatever you needed to do with your life. I did prefer the old one. The list makes me feel important when I throw bits at you. Well, now your name's going to pop up. And technically, I could add a thing to the list that's like latest bit giver. Is that what you want me to do? You want me to add a... But now you can get a noise that happens, I think. I don't actually know if the noise works. Okay, it does seem like it works, and it's quite loud. So now you just made everyone's ear bleed through giving me a single penny. I mean, an entire $1,000. I do appreciate that, Jace. You are now a hero. That might be abusable, but, who cares, because it's going to work. Grats on the promotion. Thank you a lot. This might be slightly abusable now that I think about it. But, I appreciate any people that want to give me money. Do you realize how many people are going to spam that? Well, if it becomes a meme in my community to throw entire dollar bills at me, I'll take it, That is quite cool. My profit is, they do call me, I'm kind of a mogul, okay? I'm gonna be getting rich very soon. Warren Buffett, watch out. People are gonna donate me. I'm gonna climb to the very top of the world, $1 at a time. How loud is it though? Because I can't hear it. But actually, I can kind of hear it because I can hear it through my headphones, but I don't actually hear it when I'm over here. So it's just going to be horrible for the viewer experience, but it's also good for the viewer experience because the viewers have control over it, right? Oh, Justin is around. Justin is around. Welcome to the stream, Justin. Hope you're having a good day. We're currently working our shoulders out because shoulder gains are important. How long have we been live for? And I'm almost an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't know someone could take this long to do sets. He has hit 5K points for some reason. I've never seen him. He chills out a lot. I'm pretty sure Justin was the one that's saying he's waiting for Mizkif. He's only watching my stream until Mizkif comes back or something. My stream's apparently a Mizkif waiting room. Okay, there's the pull-up, and then we need to go consume some water. You're watching Mizkif. Throwing up. Kick him. He came back today, and you're still here. Okay, that's what I like to see. We're currently battling it out. I'm in a mental battle right now in order to win Justin's channel point farming ability. Drink water. Okay, this is basically empty, but I did get some water out of it. Attempt a handstand. My shoulders are actually so tired right now. That was actually the first handstand attempt of the day. Are those fitness streamers too? All the streamers are account so annoying. Hassan and Miz. Huh? Are those like fitness streamers too? No, Zace doesn't even bother learning about them. I only know who like a couple of those people are because why? Because they used to interact with people that I watched. Ooh, fill the water. Let's throw some electrolytes in there because we're really working out hard today, so we need to replace all that sweat that I'm leaking out. You might be saying, you don't seem all that sweaty, but we might hypothetically get sweaty eventually. You know what's annoying is I'm taking forever to do my workout today, and I'm technically supposed to do a 40-minute bike workout after the shoulder workout. So I feel like I'm going to be live for a long time, which is quite unfortunate because, it's already kind of late. But it's not that late. I just need to hurry up and actually finish my workout. I can't be here all day. I'm filling my fridge water up so that it gets filled up and doesn't go away. But on the bright side is, sometimes I have to stall for long periods of time to pad out the stream time. But today I have a lot I have to do, but I'm still stalling. So realistically, it still works out in the end. But on the bright side, it's better to have more things than you need to do than you actually can do, right? And technically, I did a bike workout when I wasn't supposed to, so that's technically one in the bank. Oh my God, people are popping off on my team's channel. Did you swim/run today? I'm supposed to bike later, but I'm sometime eventually. Okay, here we go. Wait, do we have one more or are we done? Okay, we have one more of these and then we're done with this portion of the workout, the barbell portion. The rest is dumbbell stuff, which is quite exciting. Everyone loves dumbbells. Okay, here we go. Okay, 8 sets of 8 completed. What are you maybe cooking? Spaghetti, essentially spaghetti. Water, 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 water. Oh, you did attempt for me to drink water. Thank you for reminding me. I would have got it eventually. Here we go. Newly filled. It's spilling a little bit because I overfilled it. That's quite annoying. It just spilt right on top of my seat. I need to go get a towel. A kitchen towel. That's the whole job of the kitchen towel, to wipe up spills. Floor. Seat. Shoulder day. Spaghetti. Technically, it's a penne with red sauce. You know, spaghetti is a type of noodle. If you're not using the spaghetti noodle, then what you're eating is not spaghetti. Don't worry, I leaked your water. You leak? Well, I don't think anyone's actually leaked anything like their personal address or name on stream before. Some people have leaked their state of residence, like K Bear, and some people leak their country of residence. Drink more water. Wait, you know what? Well, you know what betting we could do, which I would like actually struggle to, uh, you know, it would actually be like a bigger coin flip than the dead hang thing. Would be when we did the biking. Hey bear, you know bears are cooler than beans. We go look at beans. What have beans ever done for society? Yes, they might have propped up agricultural society for some amount of time as a source of protein without having to farm animals before we understood large scale agriculture for basically a majority of people. October 10th, 2022, day 19, and still no VIP. Oh my god. Why do people want me to drink so much water? I put water too. A lot of people put water as well. Boneless, Zace, Boneless, and KB. I know that's what I was saying. Like, has anyone actually been here for the bike streams? There's like that section where I have to like sprint, and then it's like, oh wow, can I set a PR on that as well, right? That's what I have to do. I have to do things like that. But I don't know if I'll do that. I don't know if that section will be on the place I ride today. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Jay is trying to have my spleen explode. You know what I think about people that have had their spleen removed? Yikes. I want to see the cooking skills where, well, wait, I already finished this. We have to put this away. We have a lot of shoulder stuff to do today because I was stalling too much. So I'm basically like not even. I need to rest less. Okay, we have to get serious and take like 1 minute rests instead of like 6 minute rests if I want to finish this workout on time. Like yesterday, I did a chest workout and it took me less than an hour, and I've been on the first exercise of this workout for like 2 hours almost. So if we want to do cooking and biking today, I'm gonna have to speed up, or we just won't do biking. 890 points, not long anymore. What I'm gonna need to do is do one of those other things. Boneless redeemed to drink more water. Oh my god. Okay. I'm basically a professional chef, because my food gives me all the nutrients I need to survive, so my blood work will come out quite well, and I won't die. So what is the next exercise? It's dumbbell high pulls with the 40-pound weights. So guess what? We're gonna need to get the Yeti cooler out because if we think about it, this is a lot easier to pick up from here than having to pick up from the floor. You might be saying, "Oh, why don't you just reorganize the dumbbell racks so these are higher up or something?" Well, that would make sense, but okay, that's quite dangerous because the top of the cooler is a little bit slick for this metal, so these things kind of slide around easy. It's kind of like a hockey table. So I'll have to be careful with that because it could easily slide off and smash my foot. And if anything smashes my foot, I'll be quite sad. But if we look at ancient society, humans used to go around barefoot all the time, unless they were like, hiking a mountain. Attempt a handstand. I don't know if I ever drank the water boneless redeemed. Okay, that's quite terrifying, those weights in the way, so I'm gonna have to like move them. I'm not even thirsty, but I don't want to scam boneless. But I feel like if I did scam boneless, he would have been spamming drink water. So maybe I accidentally just drank extra water. But in the in the scheme of things, it's totally fine. The grand scheme, that's the words I was looking for. Okay, handstand time. Let's see how it goes. Ugh, my shoulders are so dead. Drink more water. You did not redeem another. I already got your last water at least twice, so. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Dumbbell high pulls 6 times 12. We need to do less resting, okay? More working, less resting. Whenever I'm resting too much, you need to go, hey, you're resting too much, okay? Because if we don't get through this workout, it'll be quite depressing. Because then, I'll have to do these um, whenever I need to. We have infinite time, though, so I shouldn't be in a hurry. I should enjoy the process. That's what I need to do. You're talk too much. Can you check your BPM right after you handstand? I guess I can. Uh, Here we go. Oh, I almost just died. My shoulders. I'm at like 125, but I'm also fatigued from dying. Form is horrible. The form is on point, perfect as can be. You may be saying my handstand form's horrible. Well, that might be true. You may be saying my high pull form is horrible. Well, it's a dumbbell high pull, so really it's kind of like a snatch pull or something like that. But that's not really a good tell because I just did it after doing a bunch of high pulls, so my heart rate was already elevated. But as long as you got the data you wanted, then that's all that matters, right? Because you can take all the variables into your mind and try to analyze the situation. Whew. Okay, we got to continue. What else are you gonna pull? I think the thing we have to do is some clean and presses, and then we have to do some like lateral raises and front raises and stuff. So that's kind of the rest of the stuff we have to pull. Here we go. A little bit of rest. No more long breaks. Ooh, but then that problem is the long breaks really allow me to function. And then with the short breaks, it really also allows me to function quite well. So that's so good. Pull people like from the edge of a train track, off of the edge of a cliff. Oh no, come back here, K-Bean. We can't risk you falling off there. That's quite dangerous. What if the wind picked up? You might have been knocked over, Or maybe off the, maybe they were trying to look over. Oh, wow, this is so high up. We're in the Empire State Building. Oh, we're in Paris at the Eiffel Tower, and I'm gonna lean over the edge. Oh, that's quite dangerous. This random guy's looking at you. He might try to push you off. Step back from the edge. I'll pull you over here. Those would probably be acceptable ways to pull people, but generally, pulling people is actually a form of aggravated assault. If you lay your hands on someone, they could actually press charges, and that can do anywhere from 5 to 20 years in prison. So you're gonna have to be careful with trying to apply what you're trying to do. I think generally you might be okay, but realistically speaking, it's probably going to be assault. So I would really be careful about that. Oh my god. Now I remember why I took so long breaks, because if I take a long break, I can talk more. If I take short breaks, then if I try to talk, I get out of breath, and I just want to curl up into a little ball and breathe for a prolonged period of time. Imagine if I had one of those cool oxygen masks. Then I wouldn't have to worry about breathing, because I'd be ingesting pure oxygen. Most oxygen is going to have, some type of contaminants in it, CO2, microplastics, harsh chemicals, chemtrails, reagents, all of these other things, molds. But if you have pure oxygen from an oxygen tank, that stuff is like drinking pure H2O. But you might say, oh, actually, I don't prefer pure H2O. I actually prefer drinking a, refined mineral water. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense because, H2O has no flavor. Some people say a pure H2O is actually a little bit dry. Have you actually ever curled up into a little ball? Have I ever done that? Didn't I do it like 2 days ago or something? Technically when I did the quad stretch, I did as well. On your description, it says 2 times 3. What is a hub? 3 times 10 seconds. Oh, that's this. I haven't updated that in a while. I guess we could check my hub max. Is this thing where you hold it like this and you pick up a weight. I need to update that description thing, but the problem is I just don't really have the time to. Realistically speaking, there's a lot of stuff people want me to do. Oh, update this, update that. Talk to this sponsor deal. Get this brand deal. All these other things, and I always forget to update the description. Next set. Not bad. Adidas Ultra Boosts are your sponsor. We're gonna get a custom Draco Adidas Ultra Boost. It's gonna be a triple black, but then we're just gonna have the bear right on the toe box, the bear remote. They're gonna be limited edition. There's only gonna be 12 of them produced, and I'm gonna have them all. But yeah, that's basically the plan. I am in talks with Adidas. What does Draco stand for? I'm pretty sure, it might have some Latin root for giant lizard flying through the sky, but realistically speaking, it's just kind of like a name. It doesn't really stand for anything. I'm sure you could look it up on Urban Dictionary or something, and then it has like some meaning, but realistically speaking, I don't really know what that is. Why? Because I don't really believe in namology. You see, I don't think names create the people. I don't think you can judge someone from their name because they don't really get to pick it. Unless it's a username, then they picked it. Like you, boneless. I understand that you like your pizza boneless. You're like, should I get a pepperoni pizza with no bones in it? Ooh. Next set. True. Exactly. That's why I said that. I said you can judge me, or did I not? Who knows? I don't know. I can like enter into a bat hang without the bar, but I don't think I can get out of one. Maybe if I did like a leg curl, like a reverse squat, like where I try to bend my knees and get up there, then maybe I could like bend my knees and curl and reach my feet. That sounds quite dangerous. And I don't want to bump the bar. I can't limit test without it though. Maybe if I get a rope again, I don't want to buy another rope because I never really used it. That's why I sold it last time because I was never using it except for bat hangs. But once I learned how I could do bat hangs using a barbell instead of the rope, I was like, oh, that's much easier. So that's kind of annoying. Why is it so hot? The temperature is rising. Ugh. It's quite dangerous out here in the world. When the temperatures go up, what are you gonna do? You can't do much, right? Your body temperature goes up. You realize that you better start sweating. Why? Actually, when your body temperature starts to go up, your body doesn't actually want you to start stretching. Is this your home? This is my home right here. That's my seat. That's where I let guests sit, and I'll sit on the floor. This is my bed. You can see it right here. Beware. If you really want a breakdown of my house, we actually drew one the other day. Where is it? Is it this one? Boom. This is a breakdown of my house. This is nothing. Oh, wait, whoops. This is nothing. But now you can see the bed, the desk, the dresser, the bookcase, the squat rack, the dumbbell rack, the kitchen, the entryway, the bathroom, and the closet. So, does it have any windows? There's windows right here. I'm pointing at one right now and right there. Why are you low-key an artist? Like, have you been into drawing or anything? Not really. I don't really consider myself an artiste. Have I ever drawn anything? Not really. But, now you know exactly what my house is. So if you break in, you can use that map as a map to kind of get in there and figure out. Because realistically speaking, art is really about, expressing yourself. So isn't everyone an artist? And it's not like my drawings are high fidelity. Like, that was just a little bit of paint work. That was just a little bit of using shapes. That's about spatial awareness. And then my emotes, that's kind of just freehanding using my mouse, and, shapes or something. So you might say, oh, wow, you're quite talented at the art of using paint or something. But realistically speaking, that's just from doing a lot of flowcharts in paint for school, because I didn't want to download any other flowchart application. Ooh. That's kind of like why I used to do all my flowcharts in Paint, and then all my PowerPoints I did for school, I would leave them just with the default theme, white with the black text. Why? Because it's kind of an aesthetic. A lot of people switch away from it, so that actually makes it rare. When was the last time you saw a PowerPoint that was just white with the black text? It's probably been forever. Why? Because for some people, for some reason, people don't like it. They go try, oh, I want to express myself uniquely, right? But by changing the theme, they're actually not expressing themselves uniquely. They're actually using a more common theme than the default theme that actually never gets used, because people think, oh, this is the default theme. I don't like it. It's actually a trap. That's why if you ever see anyone using the default PowerPoint theme, that's how you know they actually have some type of self-control. They look at the theme and they go, this is quite good. I'm going to use my ability to convey information to entertain the viewer, rather than having to rely on colors and shapes and fancy text fonts and things like this. But realistically speaking, how can you get better at art? If you want to get better, I would recommend, just practicing. You might be saying, oh, but you said you never practice. Well, realistically, I have drafted some emotes for people in the past. Some streamers like, oh, can you make me an emote? And I was like, I don't do art, but I guess I can. I have Photoshop downloaded. I definitely didn't pay for it, but Adobe, they kind of sponsored me back in the day. I could go online and they'd send me a free key to activate the software. I'm assuming it was Adobe, because it's only Adobe that could get those keys, so it must have been them that was giving them to me for free. So that's kind of how I learned how to use Photoshop and stuff. But I don't even have Photoshop right now. I'm using GIMP or whatever it's called. The graphical interface mapping production. I have no clue what it actually stands for, but it has like the, what I'm talking about. The free, if you Google best free Photoshop alternative. Ooh. Not bad at all. Whoops. I forgot to start the watch. Okay, so now we can put these away. And these away. And it's time to check the holy schedule of doing. You might be saying, wow, that first exercise took you 2 hours and this next one only took you like 12 minutes. That's quite impressive. We're picking up the pace. Pacing is a talent. A lot of people go, oh, how can I improve at, working out faster, doing anything in my life faster? Sometimes I procrastinate for long periods of time. Well, it's all about the ability to identify what you want to get done and how you want to get done. How long is this going to take me? Think about that for a second. And then once you think about that, realize, wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay, wait, I'm trying to go and see how much weight I'm supposed to do for these. Because right now, according to my research, I should be doing a very specific amount. Lightweight, baby, let's go. Ugh. The shoulders are toasted, so that means we can only do a specific amount. Okay, so next is 6 sets of 10 reps of hang clean push press dumbbell style. Would it be more fun with the barbell? Probably. Do I dislike dumbbells? Kind of. Why do I have some? Well, they were gifted upon me by a higher power, and if we have them, we might as well use them. Wait, my arm's kind of looking freakishly vascular right now. Oh my god, the lighting's insane. Imagine when I have insane lighting, when I pay for a professional bodybuilder to install down lighting. That'll be crazy. Downlighting is the true meta. Wait, 6 sets of 10 reps. 10 is less than 12. Why do you dislike dumbbells? Because, with a barbell, it's more fun because they're connected, right? If you're cleaning, you know you actually clean. But the problem with dumbbells is you can kind of just curl them like this, and then it's basically cleaning. So it's really confusing. And then, it's just more expensive than training with a barbell. I would never buy dumbbells. Well, I mean, I don't know about never. Maybe in the future I would buy them. But, if I had the choice, I'd rather not purchase them. Oh, this is actually so light. But, that's just how it goes. We just follow the program. They say do this much. I say how high. And they go, that makes no sense. We didn't tell you anything like how high. We just told you to do this much. We set this back over here. We beep the watch. But yeah, that's basically my methodology, right? Anything you can do with dumbbells, you can basically do. What's the weight at the moment? It's they're 20s. So it's like 40 pounds total. So it's pretty light. But, we just gassed out the shoulders the other way, plus the handstands. And technically, we could be moving up, but the thing is we're doing more reps this time, so we have to do a little bit lighter weight. And then if it's super easy today, then the next time we do push press, then I'll just increase the amount of weight we do next time to like 25 or whatever, because that's called progressive overload. So you have to really tell. You kind of check, once a weight gets easy, you increase it, right? That's kind of how training goes. Have you ever heard of the cow? What's it called? Milo and the calf, right? This guy, he used to carry around the calf on its back. Why? Because maybe the calf had a broken leg. So he carried around, he let it eat, and as the calf grew bigger and bigger, eventually he could carry a whole cow on his back, right? That's quite impressive. I've never seen a single human being carry a cow on their back. Not once. And I've been alive for quite some time. So you'd think if there was a cow out there, a person carrying a cow out there, I would have seen them by now. Yeah, but the point of this is kind of, you see, it's very similar to that like shoulder warm up, so you can really target your teres major and all the small muscles in your shoulder. HD Turkey Cow will have something to say about that. Can you check your BPM right after this set? Yes, I can. I have to put these away first. It's at I can't see it right now. It's at 92. It's lower, because I'm not going like this with more weight, so it's lighter. And that means my heart rate's slowly falling down, and what's going to happen? If your heart rate's trending down, that means if we do apply statistical analysis, we can see that it's probably going to head towards zero. If it heads towards zero, you fall over, and that's quite unfortunate. So realistically speaking, I would not, that's why you can't use statistics. My handstand was 115. That's pretty good. Why is that good? I don't know. That sounds like a healthy amount. If you told me it was like 180, I'd be kind of worried that you might be close to experiencing a heart attack from just holding yourself upside down. But, 117, 115, I mean, that makes sense. That's a pretty good heart rate to have. Me personally, my about 94 or something. But what I'm trying to focus on here is really, boom, boom, kind of that motion, right? Kind of like the shoulder warm-up we did. Why? Because that's going to hit the teres major, the supraspinatus, all those small muscles in your shoulder that you don't really get to work. 180. That'd be quite dangerous. Attempt a handstand. Okay, I'll get it right after we finish all of these activities we're doing. Oh. Muscle cleaning, where I'm just like not using drive and I'm just kind of like lifting it to here, is actually so weird. It hits like the weirdest shoulder muscles. Okay, let's see if I can actually do this. Oh no. That wasn't bad, but was it good? What is good? Who knows? But what I can tell you is that the handstands did feel good at the start of today, so that's a good sign. And I'm just have to sleep tomorrow, and we'll see how we are tomorrow. You know, hopefully my shoulders are functional. And by functional, I mean functioning. You know, if my shoulders are not functional, that'd be quite unfortunate, right? Because that would mean I had some type of serious debilitation where I couldn't even use my arms, right? And if I can't use my arms, how am I going to stream, right? And if I can't stream, how am I ever going to, you know, do anything in life? So now, next set, we're trying to, you know, fly through these. Because flying is an art form. You know, the overhead press were quite strength. 142. What, your heart rate? Well, if you're trying hard, you know, that's like a nice, you know, effort. Your handstands are getting more intense. You're being able to push yourself farther. It's the Apple Watch, though. Yeah, one thing is like generally, unless you have it on activity mode, the heart rate is going to be like a 5-second average. Um, so the heart rate data is going to be more accurate if you have it tracking an activity than it's going to be if you just are looking at the heart rate data on the watch face. Ooh, I did one too many reps. I have it on fitness mode. Okay, then it should be pretty accurate. Because realistically, you know, heart, you know, watch to watch, everyone's heart still beats the same, right? So it should be able to pick up the beats. Now you're saying, is there a major difference in quality between the sensors on the watches? I'm not sure, you know, I'm not really caught up on the latest sensor technology. Did you hear about the Google Pixel watch? I have not. Is it supposed to be good? My Apple Watch is like 5 years old now. Well, they just released a new one. It's called the Ultra Extreme, you know? And I know you're an active guy. So, you know, I know you do a lot of scuba diving out there in Australia because that's like the only thing to do. They just announced it this week. Oh, you know, maybe I have to look into that. Well, I don't really want a new watch, but you know, it's good to stay up to date with the latest technology. What's its selling points? You know, try to sell it on me. Pretend you're a Google rep. You know, we've had enough psyops in here lately. You know, Arthur's kind of backed off on the Turkey psyop. I'm not sure if they met their immigration quotas recently or something, but you know, we've had an influx of other ones, so it's good to keep a nice balance. I'd rather have a Google psyop. You know, I'm a big fan of Google. You know, their color scheme. You actually don't know. Well, then how do you know it's intriguing? You just saw it, you thought it was like visually, aesthetically pleasing or something? Like the design? Or are you just like, oh wow, technology's cool? Wait, do you have an iPhone or do you have a Android? If you have an Apple Watch, I'd assume you had an iPhone. The design is round. Wow. You know, round things, they symbolize the earth, the sun. You know, there's something natural about things being round. Like if you think about pi, what's more natural than the number pi? It's literally a natural number by definition. Start at $300. Ooh. I actually have no clue how much smartwatches cost. Does anyone know? On par with the Apple Watch. Yeah, but isn't Pixel's whole brand like with their phones that they're cheaper? They're like the budget option. Actually, I think they have a flagship phone now, but I know that their Pixel was like the cheap phone for a little bit. On par with the Apple Watch, price-wise. But what about technology? What advancements do you get? Does it sync with your phone well? Do you have a Google phone? You know, are you inside the Apple, you know, wallflower or whatever they call it, where you are built into the ecosystem? They used to be like that. They're expensive now, about the same as Apple. Dang, so they basically brought a bunch of people in with cheap phones, and then once you're into the ecosystem, they're like, oh, sorry, we don't do cheap phones anymore. We only have expensive phones. That's quite smart now that I think about it. You know, I might do that with my business. Okay, everyone, give me 1 penny, and then in the future I'll be like, oh no, now the minimum to make the sound pop up on screen is 2 pennies. Get scammed, everyone. I'm quite rich. I'll be making twice as much money. I'm in the Apple sunflower. Well then, you know, unless you're trying to escape the, you know, the sunflower, unless you're trying to escape, you know, the almond plant, I would say, you know, it might be worth staying in there. But that's really up to you. Because, you know, it's nice when you're in the sunflower. The only problem is if you're half in the sunflower, half out of the sunflower. That's where you run into issues. Where was I was like sitting someplace. I don't know how I did it, okay? I was doing something and my forearms looked absolutely freakish. I don't know how I was flexing them. I was doing something. I don't know. And the lighting was just perfect. I was like, oh my God, that doesn't look like me. I was having a bit of like, wow, who is that person? And then I realized it was me. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Bat hang, good night. Huh? Another bat hang? Good night. See you in the future. Okay, we're going to bat hang on a piece of wood. We'll use this as my support because I grabbed this one first. Can this even support my body weight? Okay, yes it can. It's also lighter, so it's more likely to like fly off. Who cares? This is so much more terrifying not using a metal pipe. Hey, it worked out. We don't have to be scared of breaking the wooden dowel, or however you want to call it. I do appreciate that reward. A big fan of the bat hangs, trying to improve my ability to hang by my feet. Why? I don't know. That is a little bit concerning. Do you think that's a skill that's going to be necessary in the future? Imagine some types of. I'm trying to imagine a situation where it's necessary. Like, why do bats hang upside down? Because that's the only place they can sleep. So imagine if I can get so good at bat hanging that I can really sleep upside down. Now that would be interesting. What are the benefits, Because we think about it, if we can get the blood out of the brain, into the brain, it might help with sleep. Bear. Barely listening. Ooh, look at all the bear puns that are possible. Oh, that was really weird. Have you ever heard of the Ukrainian sunflower lady? Um, it does not sound all that familiar. Ugh. Okay, so this next part is gonna suck. Because I have to do 300 reps of I have to do I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Let's actually just see if this is even possible. Okay, so the next thing is 300 reps, but I'm supposed to split them between front raise and lateral raises and military presses. So it's gonna be 2, 3, or I can do it like this. So it would be 1, 10. So they grow when you die. That's pretty messed up. I guess if they want sunflowers, but sunflowers aren't really a good plant, right? They're hard to harvest. They don't last year round. Be too fast. You think you're somehow an expert at shoulder hypertrophy workouts? They're supposed to be fast. We're building explosive muscle fiber attachment! Exclamation mark lurk. Or maybe saying my bat hang was too fast. I'm pretty sure I did at least 7 seconds. You see, I'm a bit defensive right now. Explosiveness is important. We're not really trying to build some type of world where exercises don't exist. So I've done 33, 34, 35, 36, 39, 40. Okay. I appreciate the long bat hang. Hey, aren't you supposed to be going to sleep? I'm quite worried about your sleep schedule. Are you getting at least, 6 to 7 to 8 hours? Are you getting at least a healthy amount to feel rested the next day? If not, you need to go to sleep right now, okay? Or else I'll time you out. If you type, oh, I'm well rested each morning, I'll be like, okay, I have no control over you. But if you type, oh, I'm a little sleepy sometimes throughout the day, I'll be like, okay, you're timed out right now. You're gone forever. Not forever, but, kind of forever. Uh, with your Hulk moves. Have you ever heard about enigmas? What do you mean, like someone that's special? Listen, a lot of people might think they're special, but it turns out you're not really special. But maybe you are. Who knows? 3. Yeah. First 100 completed. Ugh. Enigmas. Exactly. That's like the Enigma machine. That was basically the machine invented by Mr. Turing himself, called the Turing machine. Actually, no, a Turing machine is a term for a machine. Vision failing. I'm quite far away. Have you ever heard of EGYMs? Egyptian IMS. I have no clue what that word is, to be honest. I just assumed it was enigmas. So I guess I have not heard about them before in my entire life. Maybe they're important, maybe they aren't important. I'm starting to think color is very important, because if we look up here in this corner, the light gray on white really doesn't make sense. So we're gonna have to edit that and really change that to be a different color. But what color will we pick? There's a myriad of different colors out there in the world. Okay, now we have to do the next 100. Uh, isn't that the machine they used to decipher the German submarines? She said e-gyms, like electronic gyms, like internet gyms. Like, oh, we're gonna get into VR and do a gym workout. I squatted 255 for 5 sets of 3 reps today. Wow. Is that a PR? I'm just trying to do like 33 in one go. And then we're gonna do 33 here. Oh, this sucks. I should have thought this through. Ugh. Now I need to go 500 for 5 reps. Exactly. You're getting quite close. You're halfway there. So you've only been working out for like 4 months. So in 4 more months, you'll be at 500 pounds. I linked it in the Discord. God. Wait, we need to continue going. Come on, it's just like, no, wait, just press it up, up, up. God, my shoulders are toasted. You linked it in the Discord. You linked something. You're spamming a lot of links in the Discord these days. We might have to ban all links, but the Discord's active, so that's all that matters. Oh, it was a YouTube video. We might watch that in the future. But pulling it up on screen doesn't seem possible, but it might be possible because we've done it for the toothpaste analysis. We were looking at different types of brands of toothpaste. Then 755 for 5 reps, and then you'll be happy. Well, you shouldn't really set things, oh, I need to get this to be happy, because guess what? You're going to experience this thing. You know what it's called, Banger? It's called, post maxing syndrome, PMS. It's a term coined in RuneScape, where after you max, you become depressed because you've achieved the goal you've always wanted to achieve, but you realize, it was hollow. The journey was really the fun part. And now that you've achieved it, you don't know what to do anymore. Right? So that's what you need to realize, that you should set, shallow goals and get used to hitting goals and go through. Only women experience PMS. That's not true. A lot of guys have maxed in old school RuneScape and have experienced PMS. I had a friend that, he had, months of PMS after maxing in RuneScape. There's a method called explode, similar to your plan on Gym Machine. I don't have a menstrual cycle. I don't know, you did say, well, I guess I shouldn't say anything, right? Because it might be unnice, I guess. Don't worry. I'm just quite concerned. You are going on the testosterone soon, so, I guess we should validate you in certain ways, right? Okay, here we go. The final set. Ugh. We're building the lateral raise. I didn't. Didn't what? Did I say something? Oh no, I'm talking to Banger. Banger's going on testosterone. You're giving me helpful information and advice to improve my training, and I appreciate that. I guess maybe. Who knows? Maybe I find it, destroying my mental brain. It could be one of those two. Which one is it? I don't know. I just need to focus on breathing. Lateral time. I feel like I should do lateral first. I almost think, is lateral raise harder than a front raise? I'm unsure. Maybe it's because I'm doing the lateral raise after the front raise that it is destroying my shoulders. Or maybe I'm weaker there. I will never respond to K-Bean. That's how you make people fall in love with you. By ignoring them eternally. Yeah, but then what is your goal with making them fall in love with you if you ignore them forever, right? Won't you eventually have to stop ignoring them to really capitalize on the fact that they love you now? Because right now that seems like a methodology to just be alone forever, which I can respect. Ooh, ooh, my God. Okay, I'm gonna shut up for bothering. You don't have to shut up. You can type, but you need to go to sleep. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to force you to realize that it's now time to go to sleep. Like Eva from Wall-E, exactly. Eva is a manipulative robot. Oh my God, my shoulders. That was quite intensive. The shoulder workout is now done. Okay, we knocked out all the accessory movements in approximately 30 minutes, and it only took us 2 hours to do the primary movement. Ooh, sounds like you love me. Exactly. He doesn't want to fall in love with you, but he's already has. So now all he has to do is try to get you to fall in love with him so he feels, reciprocal. He wants to make you experience what he's experiencing right now. That way it can be fair. Okay, it's now time to cook. Everyone was wondering, cooking, maybe? Cooking's going to happen? This is officially a cooking stream? How are you going to cook food? Your hair is starting to say, screw this. My hair, it's just looking quite good. This is called a messy style. I actually went to a professional stylist today, and I was like, hey, can you really style my hair? It's a big day. I'm going to be cooking on stream today. No, do yoga. We're not doing yoga. I haven't eaten anything, and it's 7 o'clock. What's with you in yoga? I've already showed my entire yoga recommended routine, okay? If I'm going to do yoga, it's just going to be the exact same as last time, because that's the only moves I do. Okay. Cooking time. Let's hope this still works. I got this thing for like 25 bucks off Amazon. Ba-ba-bum. Told you he hates yoga. I hate yoga when I'm hungry. It won't plug in. Style. Exactly. This is stylish, okay? This is all the crave. You go and you look at, whoever is doing all the stylish things in the world, they have hair like this. Okay, I'm actually going to throw some pasta to boil over here, and then I'll cook some stuff over there, and then we'll combine it over there. But if I can get the pasta going over here, we'll really save a lot of time. So, we're trying to be efficient with our time here, because efficiency is key. So I'm filling up my pot with water. Now, if you're wondering how much water, I'm going to probably put like 1/4 of an inch to maybe 1/2 an inch. It really just depends. I can't eyeball it because, the water actually reflects and it diffracts, so I can't actually tell how deep it is. But I just fill it up till I get bored of filling the water, and then I put it on the stove to boil. I add a little bit of salt in there. Why? Because, salt is very important. It makes it boil faster, as well as, salt is a flavor enhancer, so it'll make the noodles taste better. You might be saying, I thought this was a cooking stream. Why are you cooking in the kitchen? Well, we're not going to be completely cooking in the kitchen. We'll just be partially cooking in the kitchen. So I'm getting some penne rigatone. It's like a rigatate or something. I got the Whole Foods version because it's the cheapest they have in the store. Because that's the Whole Foods methodology. They sell a bunch of healthy-ish foods, and then they undercut them all with their cheaper varieties. Okay, so now I just pour that in there, leave it on high, and I'll come back whenever you guys say, hey, you forgot about the pasta. It's probably ruined, and you're burning it. Don't burn yourself. Okay, so now we got this here. We need the pan and the spatula. Okay, here we go. Ugh! So now we got the pan right here. Open your window or turn on your fan. Okay, we'll open the window. But now people across the street will be able to see me. There's literally a pool directly across from my apartment. Ugh. I'll turn this fan on low so it can, get these vented out of itself. Please burn myself. I don't know if I will. It seems quite dangerous. So now we got to turn this on temperature, let's turn it on low-ish, you know, a nice 160 degrees. The pan will start heating up, okay? So you want to preheat. I hate being able to hear things outside. You guys know that sounds terrify me. I want to just live in one of those soundproof chambers so I don't have to understand that there's real humans out there in the world other than me. So, you know, we got the pan heating up. Oh, I just saw my reflection in the mirror and it terrified me. I'm a little bit jumpy, you know. You guys think, oh, this guy, he is, you know, all mentally there. But I see my reflection and it made me jump. Why'd you open the window? I opened it so I don't set off my fire alarm. Scam society. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of Redmond's real salt, okay? This isn't one of those scams. This is ancient fine sea salt, you know, and we tried to define ancient. Switch category to cooking stream. Nobody watches the cooking category, do they? Like, does it really matter? We're still a fitness stream because people can make me do push-ups, and this is health, okay? Health and fitness, right? This is health category. I'm cooking healthy food here. So now we have to get our beef. Is this still any good? I think I opened it like yesterday. It should be fine. And we need our spinach, okay? So this is where I get my greens in for the day. Or just chatting. You want me to switch categories really badly? You're like, hey, stream in a different category, please. Okay. Missed opportunity. Okay, we'll switch categories. We'll test out the waters. Just chatting. Switched. Okay, now we're just chatting. Are those pink salts? No, it's an ancient refined Redmond sea salt. Joker vibes, but I don't want you sending Joker emotes. Okay, here we go. So now I have to get this food out of this container. So we go and we had to, once the pan heats up, you can tell it's heated up because it's warm. And once it is heated up, what was that? That's quite disturbing. Go in there. This is the gross part. You know, nobody likes meat, but you have to eat it because you're forced to by the United States government. I'll go over my salt brand in a little bit, but something fell in here. I think it was like a piece of like disgusting food. That doesn't smell too good. Okay, so now we got to flatten this out, kind of like a smash burger. If you ever know about smash burger, they flatten the meat out so it really caramelizes or something, and it cooks faster as well. Oh my God. This is quite risky. Induction cooktops cook too fast. It's kind of disturbing. It doesn't go any lighter than this, though. Okay, we need to up the fan. It really smells quite dangerous in here, and I don't feel like setting off my fire alarm. Oh my gosh, it's like not flattening. Flatten. Okay, that's flattened enough. We'll go put this back away. There was this cute emo girl at the gym today. I didn't know anything else. I saw her. Why are you assuming she was emotional? Oh no, my pasta. Okay, it looks like it's fine. Now let's eat some carrots. Okay, so once you get the meat on there, you smash it down with the spatula. This is Redmond's real salt. It's real salt. It's none of that fake stuff. Unrefined, amazing taste. It's from America. Then we gotta get our spinach. You know, spinach is high in a lot of important vitamins. You know, you gotta get your leafy greens in. And if you add spinach like this, what's gonna happen is it's gonna cook down and wilt, and you won't be able to taste it or see it. So you can get a good, easy 2 cups of spinach in without having to taste it or experiencing it. She's dressed in all black, black nails, black hair, dark eyeliner, and she had really pale skin. I don't know, maybe she was gone. Or maybe she just wanted to wear clothing today. Who knows? You could have asked her, you could have gone up to her and be like, hey, you want to be friends? Okay, that was a lot of salt. I was trying to add some more salt because salt will help, you know, pull the moisture out of the spinach and speed up the cooking process. Okay, so now we kind of go mix it up. Now I should have, you know, maybe wilted the spinach a bit more because it really depends on the fat content of the stuff you're cooking. And this seems to not have much fat, so it's really not going to, you know, boil the spinach properly. But the spinach should release some water and it should turn out fine. So now you go kind of chop and grind it up because, you know, you don't want to eat like a whole patty. You want ground meat so you can't actually taste it, but you still get the protein. In a society, I mean, why not? You just go up and say, hey, you want to be friends? And then they go, no, you're weird. And you go, okay, bye. I'm going to go back home. And then that basically works out every time. Oh, no, my pasta. Okay, it's still working just fine. The pasta is boiling. You know, you guys can't see that, but we're cooking most of the time here. Show it here. Show what? This? Or the pasta? The pasta is still boiling. I just put some pasta in water. You want me to bring it all the way here? Or bring this? Okay, this just needs to sit there and cook. It's not even close to being done. That's what I get for cooking on low temperatures. Boiled. Okay, you want me to bring the pasta over? It's really exciting. It's just, you know, boiling. It's just hot water and noodles in a pot. Was that exciting, everyone? I hope so. Don't you have a lid? No, you want the water to boil away, not the pasta, the meat. Well, it's still cooking. We're going to turn the temperature up a little bit because the 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 spinach released too much water, so now it stopped cooking properly. But you wanted to bring it closer? It looks like this right now. It looks kind of disgusting. But you know, it'll get there eventually. You just have to close your eyes and pray that when you eat it, that it's not rotten or something like that. But you know, I only buy food fresh, not frozen. So that's how I know it's good. But you might be saying, doesn't frozen food last longer? Maybe that's how it goes for me. But for me, I just go and snap, and then they go, sure, but I don't use Snap. Oh, I thought you said I go and Snap, but you were asking for Snap, and then they give me their phone number, and for some reason, they're always phone numbers 888. You suck. Not the pasta. That's why I eat dinner sometimes. I actually eat McDonald's good food, not McDonald's for some shit. Oh. But you know, oh, look at this. It's really starting to boil now. The fat is getting released, so it's going to boil the spinach, and it's going to deep fry it. You know, everyone says everything tastes better deep fried. So, you know, cooking the spinach in with the meat kind of deep fries it. You might be saying, oh, but there's no batter or, you know, solids to make it crunchy. But, you know, just like kind of soaking it in the fat, and then it wilts down and you can barely see it. You want to get some browning on the meat to happen, and that just takes time. What is that? What is what? This is a pan. It's an induction cooktop, and then I have a stainless steel pan with some ground beef and then some turkey. Or I don't actually know what this is. It's ground meat. I just buy whatever ground meat is on sale. Food. Because I don't feel like spending money. And so that's what this is. And then we got the pasta cooking in there that I should go check on because I accidentally turned it on high again. Okay, let's see if it's almost done. So basically, once the meat, you smash the meat so it cooks really quickly, and then you leave it to chill, and then you basically go and wait till the noodles are done. Oh God, that's hot. So you scoop a noodle out, and then what you do is you carry a noodle right here. So this is the noodle I scooped out, and then you bite it, and we see here, that means it's done. It looks like it'll catch fire. So let's keep mixing it around. Okay, scoop. Okay. So now the meat is basically browning. So it's completely done, and it's just getting a little crunch, a little caramelization action going on, a little bit of flavor. You might be saying, oh, couldn't that actually eventually turn into carcinogens? Well, that's when it starts to burn. So you don't want it to get any black. You just want it to, you know, start to get a little bit of color. That's why you don't eat, you know, burnt butter, but you can eat, you know, caramelized butter. So once we get that, we have to go get our pasta sauce. So this is the one I get. It's called roasted garlic because, you know, garlic is like a vasodilator, so it's really good for you. But I don't really feel like purchasing garlic, so I just get some sauce with garlic in it. And I pour it on there. You know, because I'm going to allow the pasta sauce to reduce a little bit, and it's going to get the fondant, you know, the stuff stuck to the pan. It'll really get it up and break it off the bottom. Now, if you're using cast iron, you're not going to want to add the pasta sauce in because it'll, you know, destroy your seasoning. But we're using stainless steel, so we can do it, and that'll, you know, the acid in it will get all that, you know, coloring off the bottom of the pan, and that's called flavor. And it'll make cleaning easier. This is quite bad for my back. What is a scam? Did I miss something? Are you saying pasta sauce is a scam? So now look at there. That's called red sauce. You know, that's a vegetable. You know, that's a fruit and a veggie in one go. So now this is kind of dirty, so we can't leave it there. So now we're just going to leave it on here, and it's going to really overheat and maybe melt the plastic, and that'd be quite bad. So I'm going to try to put it like this so maybe it won't melt the plastic. So now we have to run over here back to the kitchen because I accidentally didn't turn the noodles off last time, and I just realized I left my spatula, and I usually drain the noodles using the spatula because I don't own one of those strainers. What are those things called? I think they're called strainers. I need to go get my spatula. Oh, this needs to go down in temperature. I don't really want the sauce to separate. Can you make this recipe like 20 times so I can use it this week? What am I cooking? I'm cooking, a red sauce. This is currently some type of ground like beef and then mixed with spinach that I allowed to wilt up, and then some red pasta sauce, nondescript. It was called roasted garlic. And then we have some penne over here really getting cooked in a pot. And we boiled it until it's about al dente. And someone just redeemed the channel point reward, so I'm going to go do that after I pour this out because I have to get all the waters out of the noodles. Oh, that's hot. Okay, don't touch a metal pan with your hand, but it's quite precarious trying to get all the water out of the noodles. The technique I use, I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. Pour. Okay, so the technique I use to get the water off of the noodles is I go like this. I put my spatula right here at the bottom, and then I pour out like this. So I use the spatula to stop the noodles from falling out, and then I pour the water out. So then we'll go pour these noodles in here, and then we're going to go put this, and look at this. This pan is basically clean. We don't even need to wash it. That's quite good. That's pretty lucky. So if you accidentally mess up and get that pan dirty, then you'll have to clean it. So now we're going to go around here, and, oh wait, someone redeemed something? Dead hang. Oh, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we need to go drink some water. And then Banger wants me to bat hang, but let me mix up the pasta. Let me mix this up first. Mix, mix, swirl, mix, mix. Mix, 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 mix. Okay, so now we got the heat on, so the pasta is really absorbing the sauce and basically becoming friends with all of these flavors in there. So as that's going I have to go do a bat hang, and then we have to go do a plank for some amount of time, and then a dead hang. Oh my god. You guys aren't going to let me just chill out and enjoy my meal, are you? The toes in. I already drank the water, so 15 seconds plank, and then 10-second dead hang. I don't know why I'm not talking. Whenever I start doing a new exercise, I lose my ability to talk. It's quite unfortunate. Jumping jack, and then a 10-second dead hang. Let me go swirl this around so nothing's sticking. The pasta sauce should not allow that, but it could happen. If it does happen, that means something went very wrong. Dead hang for 10 seconds, I think, or something. That one was better than your dead hang? Well, I was just kind of hanging out. I was really feeling it. So this is the finished product right there. Ooh, you see that? Ooh, that's quite fancy. Aren't you supposed to be sleeping though? But if you wanted to see this cooking, that's a quick meal. How long did that take us to make? About 15 minutes. Simply amazing. Boom, you look at that. Are you kidding me? Can people really cook like this on an induction cooktop? Yes, you can. You could do this, follow along at home. This whole setup will probably cost you probably like $60. Now I just need a plate and a fork. Ooh, that's a good one. My lucky titanium spork was clean. That's what I get for doing dishes. I feel I'm watching an infomercial. Well, that's kind of my dream job. I want to one day get paid to do infomercials, but I don't really know how to start in that career path. So I decided to really just start streaming on Twitch, and I thought maybe one day, look at this fork. Oh my God. When people come over to my house, They all fight over this fork. They're like, oh, is the double-sided titanium spork available? Oh, yes, it is. And you know the problem with sporks is sometimes you're like, oh, dude, you know, the spork is really good, but I kind of wish I just had a spoon. Well, guess what? You got the spoon on the other side. This is actually a spoon knife with the extra spoon attachment. Are you kidding me? That's high tech. Okay, I think Banger is losing it today. Okay, now the real part about cooking is plating it up. Okay, I gotta go wash this because I don't want to have to wash this in the future. So I'm gonna do that right now. And by wash it, I mean rinse it off really well because the pasta sauce really gets rid of all the bad stuff. But if you let it stick, then it'll become quite unfortunate. And I'll hit it with, a soap scrub probably later today. But all I can handle right now is rinsing it completely off. Okay, so we turn that off. Now I have to go hide this induction cooktop somewhere, but I don't know if the thing is top. They sell those at Dollar General. Do they sell what at Dollar General? The knives? I don't know. I think I got a REI. Put this induction cooktop over here. Make sure I turn the burner off over here. Okay. Now you see this cooktop I used. Boom, right here. It's my seat. You see that? That's called multi-purpose, multi-use. Okay, so this is the final product. Look at that. Are you kidding me? That's OP. Who can cook like me on Twitch? #1 Twitch chef. So then what you have to do is right here, you go get a little pasta sauce, you get a little mystery meat. Whoa, wait, that'd be crazy. Imagine if you could just buy ground mystery meat at places and it'd be cheaper. That'd be pretty cool. I'd probably do that. Enjoy. Thank you. I appreciate everyone helping me cook this, working together. I would have burnt that house down without your guys' help. This is much more enjoyable than attempting to eat out of a... How's this a scam? I guess you might be saying that because I didn't get my carrots or my almonds, but I already ate my almonds earlier today, and I also ate my carrots during the stream when we were doing the shoulder workout, so I don't need to eat them now. So why, pasta? Well, it's a long chain, carbohydrate, so it's quite good for, endurance. If you're really trying to bulk up weight, you might want to eat rice because it's a little bit easier to digest. But if you don't want to gain weight, you can eat a different type of pasta that's harder to digest because then you won't be as hungry. So really, your food choices really dictate how you want to live your life. Oh my God. You see, the problem I just ran into is, realistically speaking, we're sitting here, having a very interesting conversation, but I just realized that I'm kind of getting sick and tired of the spaghetti meta. I mean, the pasta sauce, the red sauce pasta meta. I've been doing it for maybe like a month or two, probably like 2 months now, or maybe a month and a half. When did I start? I started like mid-September, right? September, yeah, October. So it's probably been like a month of red pasta meta, and I think I'm getting a little bit burnt out on it, so we might have to figure out a new meta. Anyone have suggestions? Pasta is a scam. How is pasta possibly a scam? See, it's quite good, al dente. You just have to know when to stop boiling the water. You want to stop the noodles right before they're done. That's the secret. Make green pesto basil. Mm, herbs and spices? That does sound interesting. Maybe pick up some type of pestle and mortar. Really make it the way you're supposed to. Oh my hair's kind of crazy today. It's an interesting theory. This is actually so much food. Who makes this much food? I'm just a regular person, and I just like to eat small portions, many times per day. Like, I'd prefer to just eat like 6 times a day instead of like 3. just smaller portions. Like I take like 6 bites and I'm not hungry anymore. I'm like, oh, I'm satisfied. Thought it was style. It is style. It's just like, whoa, they did a really good job. That's what I was trying to say. I was like, oh my, who styled my hair today? I should maybe go back there and give them a nice tip. But like, wow, thanks for styling my hair in that certain way. It's really, I appreciate it. It made me look a lot better, and I really improved my ability to do anything I can in life. Now the problem is consuming food is quite challenging because we have to go and shovel it into our face the whole time. On the bright side, right? At least I can like flex my forearm right here. Hair is a scam. How's my hair a scam? It's real. See, all natural. I've only got like hair transplant surgery like 6 times. I also did that thing where they dye your scalp. Your forearm is looking like a scam. Ugh. My forearm is bigger than my, bicep and tricep combination. Ugh. I feel like forearm, they call it the forearm, but then it's like, okay, but then what's this part called? The aft arm? I mean, maybe. Anyone notice that product placement? That's pretty shameless. How much do you think these companies are paying to get on the top shelf of my bookshelf? I don't even want to, start to guess how much they're paying to get up there. That part's called a scam. Huh? What's with you in the scam mode? I'm pretty sure Banger and Chaotic of Strife are the only reason the scam emote is like rank 3 in my emote usage. I'm not mad. That's a pretty good emote. That was actually the first emote I made, though. But you know what's weird? Is apparently 10 people have used the dead hang emote, but only 9 people have used the bear emote. That's actually kind of weird. Now I'm looking at it. Society. So how'd your workout go today? So did you just do legs? Wait, I thought you did legs and push pull like just the other day. Like you did like a whole full body workout. Are you squatting again? There's no way it's been a whole week. Or were you saying today's workout? Like yesterday, were you saying you're squatting tomorrow? That could be it, actually. Ugh, there's a hair. That's an eyelash, actually. That's disgusting. Squatting tomorrow. But I'm also doing a full body again tomorrow. Is that what the AI told you to do? But I only do 6 exercises. Why don't you do Starting Strength by Mark Ripto? Why don't you do super squats? Holy, like, I feel like I haven't made a dent in this and I've just been shoveling food in my face. This is the reason I'm not large. I can't force myself to eat enough. It's a problem. Oh wow. Uh, that's messed up to complain about though, because most people, they don't have that problem. And then, like, oh wow, I wish I, hated eating or something like that. Wait, when was my I'm trying to think. What was my first ever cooking stream? I think I actually made a dish similar to this, but then it had like a bunch more. I put like cream cheese in it or something. Because, it's dairy time. Dairy's really important because it increases inflammation. What is going on? You see that? That is called style right here. You know how many thousands of dollars people pay to get their hair to kind of like spike up like that? It's quite crazy. Fashion designers. Um, so realistically speaking, am I finished? I would do a Frank Zane or Wilder program, but I know the person who created this program and he is jacked. I'm pretty sure I know who Frank Zane is. Isn't he the guy that did the crucifix pose a whole bunch? Okay, that's enough of that. I'm honestly quite stuffed. I'll probably get hungry in like 30 minutes after I end stream, and I'll eat more again later. But right now, that's all I can take. It's quite sad, but oh my god, not my fault. This is why I like the thermos meta, to be honest, because with the thermos meta, I can eat like 16 meals in a single day. Because when your food's in a thermos, you don't have to worry about consuming it because it stays warm for 12 hours. But the only problem with the thermos meta is it's a pain to clean up. So realistically speaking, you could just cook smaller meals, but then honestly, cooking is kind of almost as bad as eating. Now, realistically speaking, why do people even do anything at all? I feel like most people have goals they're working towards, so they make those actions follow those goals. Oh my, wait, the fridge actually feels so good. What temperature is my apartment right now? Let's check. Anyone wondering? Apparently it's 69 degrees. Not even that hot. So now, what have we done? You know, we did the shoulder workout. We ate a little bit. What time is it? It's currently 7:43. For the fridge to feel good, you must be hot AF. True. My body temperature's through the roof. Let's check. I just realized I have a carrot in my mouth and it's cold. Is that going to throw off the result? (97.6). Well, I'm actually at the perfect human body temperature. That's pretty crazy. I did have a piece of carrot in my mouth, so I think that might throw it off. Now, the question is according to the black folder, I was supposed to bike today. So realistically speaking, is that going to happen? Let's check the folder of knowledge. You know what's sad is, oh wait, you know what I was going to do? Is actually change the color of that stuff up there. How do I do that? Let's go here. Let's copy this color. And then let's go here to this, edit this. Does that change it? Okay, that's like a little darker. That's what we want. This is the color we want. You know, this is a nice color. I kind of consider myself a color expert. I did take a class on human-computer interaction. So look at that. It's much darker now, so now people can see. So now we can go here to font. Maybe I can select all of these and then go font and then go size and make it like size 30 or something. A little bit bigger. And then I have to go drag these down. Okay, I'm just fixing the UI stuff because I feel like I don't want to forget and not do it in the future. Because if I don't fix it now, next stream I won't remember at all. Follower goal, update, font size, increase. Oh my god, something just beeped. What was that? Was that my watch? No, it wasn't my watch. Oh, that was the thermometer probably. They're saying, hey, your body temperature is too high. You need to go and do something else. Okay, boom, 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 save. Look at that, updated in real time. It's a bit bigger. The colors are a bit better. The people I was lifting with today are big boys, but they need to eat better so they become stronger relative to their size. Well, you know, eating better, eating like more healthy, you say they need to like, they're probably eating a bunch of refined things or maybe going to McDonald's too much. So then they're not getting all their necessary nutrients. Wait, why isn't there a latest follower? Huh, what's happening here? Oh, there it is. It was glitched. That's unfortunate. We fixed it though. Look at that, saved. Okay, save this as well. Save this as, okay. Well, it's not actually saved on your side though. It's only saved on my side, but we'll save it eventually. There we go, saved. Okay, now it's all fixed. Everything is set up properly. I feel like shit eating McDonald's once. You eat it once? That's the problem. Like if you eat healthy, your body gets used to functioning at a certain level. So then if you go and you eat like normal, like you go eat like, if I go and drink like a bunch of soda or something, it like kills my stomach. And then I just have stomach pain for like 6 days. And it's like, or not actually 6 days, but it's probably for like an hour. I'm like, oh wow, that really wasn't worth it. But then if I just drank soda all the time, soda wouldn't mess up my stomach because my stomach would just be messed up constantly and my body would adapt to it. Attempt a handstand. Okay, K-Bean, here we go. Oh, my shoulders are so tired. I can barely hold it at all. Why does this look like the... That does not look straight, okay? Does anyone else think this looks a bit crooked, or is it just my apartment's crooked, so you can't really tell if it's even? Good job, thank you. It was all right, you know, we're really working on it. I'm hoping tomorrow... Actually, my shoulders will probably be sore tomorrow, so like 2 days from now, we're gonna set a new handstand record. I actually think I almost set a new handstand record like right before, like my first attempt of this stream. It was actually pretty good, but I didn't time it. I mean, we never time it, but you know, I just intuitively try to tell which one it is. Heart emote. Oh my god. We need to think of, okay, we know what we can do right now? We can go theory craft a new emote, okay? What do people think? One that has a giant rat. Okay, that's a lot of people want a rat emote. But the problem is rats are a lot harder to draw than bears. And you know, if we have another animal emote, it'll take away from the bear emote. Good point, you know, maybe something topical like weightlifting. Well, we already have a deadlift emote and nobody likes it. So realistically, that's not, actually we only have a dead hang emote. I take that back. Okay, wait. I need to think. I was about to think about something though. Handstands. Okay. Yes. Biking. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to bike today. I forgot. Dead hang for 5 seconds. The problem with biking, right, is that I have to get on the bike and do it, and then I technically did a 40-minute walk today, so that counts. But should I really say it counts, or should I go and bike as well? Oh, but thumbs up. Now, I should probably get rid of this product placement because if Redmond's doesn't send me any money, you know, I don't want to be advertising their salt. You know, it might be the highest quality salt available in America, but it also does not supply any iodine. So if you're using Redmond's, you're gonna have to get your iodine from someplace else, like maybe some type of cranberry juice or anything else that provides iodine. Oh, you see, that was dangerous. I could have fallen backwards if I was putting my body weight on this. I need to get a safer squat rack. Are you kidding me? This is not safe for life. SF life, right? It's quite dangerous, and death is not something I can allow to happen. There's a myriad of tasks I want to accomplish before I die. It's called the bucket list. And what's on my bucket list? Step one. Um, Actually, I don't even know. I've never really thought about a bucket list. This idea, I think I just kind of invented it in my head right now. So, you know, this is a kind of a novel idea. Imagine if you had a piece of paper with a bunch of activities you want to achieve. The privacy and convenience of a home gym. You know, it's quite nice because you can do whatever you want. You know, if I was at a public gym, right, and I'm working out, you know, sometimes people might think the exercises I'm doing are quite weird. Like imagine me in a public gym trying to hang out with you guys. I'm live streaming and then one of you guys, you know, redeems channel points to force me to bat hang, and I have to flip upside down and hang from my feet, right? And then in a public gym, people might think that's quite weird and take pictures of me or, you know, shame me out of life. But here I can do it myself and nobody will ever bother me. Quite nice. I like how hot girl will go to fitness and health and do pole dance for cardio. Well, you know, it probably is a pretty good exercise, you know, because it's kind of like some advanced calisthenics movements. You know, if I could learn it, I would probably would, right? Because it would make you an advanced calisthenics practitioner. But the problem is you'd have to go someplace, take lessons, it'd take time, you know, and it really doesn't seem like it's worth the effort. But you know, from a fitness standpoint, it does seem like a pretty good workout, to be honest. And it's not really a cardio. I feel like it's kind of like a endurance event, essentially. You know, it's kind of cardio. It's like strength cardio, though. Or just go to a strip club. I don't really know if you can like learn how to do the stuff there. I feel like a strip club, you kind of could go there if you're like trying to study. You know how like sometimes boxers will go and watch like boxing events and stuff to try to see, oh, what are they doing? How do they do that? Oh, how did this person fight that person, right? And you can study their movements. So you might be able to do that at a strip club, but realistically speaking, I don't think you're going to get very much better at pole dancing from just watching. You actually need to go and practice a little bit. But you know, we're doing a little bit of cooking because thinking about it, you know, cooking is an art form. It's a skill. It's something you have to cultivate over a long period of time. No, you want to become a stripper. Why would anyone want to become a stripper? Right? I'm talking about the art of pole dancing, you know. It's completely unsexualized. It's all about, you know, um, doing things. I actually don't know what they do. But you know, I do imagine they do stuff like a dragon flag or something or a human flag, and that stuff's pretty hard. So it's pretty impressive. Make sure that the strip club is unionized, so that they don't steal all your money. Huh? Unionization. You want to have a union rep, but then you have to get in good with the union. And you see how unions are good, but then they can also be bad. Look at the police unions. Uh, the way they're represented in movies, they always get the good cop off. I mean, the bad cops off the crimes. Is that really anti-union propaganda? I mean, probably, right? But realistically speaking, who cares if it's anti-union propaganda? It persuaded me. And I'm like, wow, this is actually makes sense. This actually is probably real. How can we trust these people? Do a single jumping jack. Wait, that was really pathetic. I need to close my window because there could be people across the street watching me, and the fact that people could be watching me right now makes me really uncomfortable. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my curtain back away. Um, Pervs, I know. They're probably over there with binoculars, just like, oh my god, what's that guy doing over there? Okay, wait. Aren't just chatting streamers? Aren't we not supposed? I'm not supposed to pace around in circles, right? I think I'm in just chatting right now, so that means I need to sit here and chat with you guys. Um, Hello. Let's go ahead to the internet and react to things. Let's chat about life. Has anyone ever eaten potatoes before? They're quite a high quality carb source, as well as you can get some good vitamins and minerals. A large portion of humanity's still waiting for two things. Name them. Still waiting on two things. I already did your dead hang and I did your other dead hang. Let's chat about society. Well, if you go and you look at society, we can tell a lot of things about society, okay? Humans basically interact with each other and they form agreements and we decide what's socially acceptable. And that's basically just going to be the average opinion of people in a geographical location. So, like, if you're in a place where there's a lot of, mountains before the internet, societies are going to be different from place to place. Society's a scam. It's not really a scam because if you go and you look at life right now, it's basically better for every single human being, um, no matter what, across the globe right now than it was really 100 years ago. And 100 years before that, it was only worse. And 100 years before that, it was only worse. So if anything, modern society is not a scam. It's actually the best deal known to mankind through the history of mankind of all time. You might be saying, oh, but hypothetically speaking, couldn't maybe, the future be better? So isn't society a scam because it's not as potentially great as it maybe could be once in the future? And I would say, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. There could be, a nuclear apocalypse. Why can't I say that word? A nuclear winter where everyone goes and dies, and then right now is kind of the best time to be alive ever as a human. Because once it becomes a nuclear wasteland, there's going to be vast swaths of land that are uninhabitable for thousands and thousands of years. So I think society is a pretty good deal. But if you hate society so much, I need to be kind of my boss, even though I can throw him through a bookshelf, even though he's mean to me just for tokens. Huh? Are you talking about money? And plus, I would hope you would want to be kind to other humans, because why would you want to assault someone just because you can, right? That doesn't make much sense. So really speaking from a perspective, you should want to be kind to your boss. You shouldn't feel forced to. And then if you don't have respect for your boss, you can actually leverage your position as a worker, the experience you've gained from your job to go and find another higher paying job or maybe a similarly paying job at a different company. Because he's mean to me, well, if you're being abused, you do have rights as a human being and you can go trying to search for another job because the market needs more workers. And you might be saying, I thought you worked for your cousin or something, or maybe you're attempting to. Right now you're working at, oh yeah, you said, oh, I can work as a cart pusher in construction or something else, right? Um, so I think this is the longest I've ever sat down on stream. That's quite impressive. I'm really trying to practice for if I ever become a just chatting streamer. But the problem is if we're speaking logically, the problem will eventually arise where actually that's not true because I sat down for a long time when I used to do Jump King streams. So I take that back. I really wanted to tell you guys real information, but I ended up lying. Maybe I can have K-Bean yell at my boss. You should probably do that yourself. Maybe have a sit down conversation. Be like, listen, I really enjoy working here, but the problem is I really don't feel like you respect me enough, and I really wish you would respect me more. And maybe if we had a more cordial relationship, I would feel more motivated to work better. And I don't know if you realize this, but sometimes the way you say things can come out as a bit abrasive. And maybe I wanted to start an open channel of communication to really try to improve the workplace environment because I enjoy it here and I really don't want to see the environment suffer from miscommunications. Is it bothering anyone else that the G in goal is uncapitalized? Like, that is quite messed up. It's disturbing me, and it makes me want to uh, not. How do I do this? Okay, there we go. I bolded it. Let's go. Wait, I have to save it for you guys. But if you want to try to have other people solve your problems, that's kind of what happens when people go, "Oh, hey, my friend, could you please?" That's like you just want your mom to go and talk to your teacher for you. So what you're saying is you see K Bean as your mother, kind of a mother figure in your life. That's quite interesting. I'm glad we're kind of breaking down into this psychology. Um, yes. No. Wait, what do you mean no? You just said you say K Bean as your mom, but then you realized what you said, so you decided to backpedal and say no. It's officially proved Banger is now K Bean's only child. Well, I don't know if it's her only child, right? You could actually be a third child. We have not discussed K Bean's parental situation. Um, I'll yell at them for you. Okay, this is going to be one of those adopting an adult situations. I hope it doesn't turn out as creepy as those things that happen on TV shows. Have you ever seen that? There was like this TV show where this guy, he adopted some like 24-year-old from Russia, and she had a child, and he was like, "Oh, I just want her to move into the family." But then he started cheating on his wife with her. Unprecedented, you know? Some random like 40-year-old man flying in a 24-year-old to adopt. Does seem quite suspicious. Um, stretching. A lot of people say, "Oh, stretching is important." Society. What's with you in society? Did something bad happen to you, Banger? Is this all because you couldn't get up the courage to go talk to that girl you saw at the gym today? So now you're mad that society has put you in a situation where you were not able to or could not develop the social skills necessary to interact with humans that you want to in the real life? Well, the only way you're going to develop those skills is by practicing, right? So you're going to have to go out and put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable, go up to them and say, "Hi." And then guess what? The worst thing they can say is, "Were you talking to me?" And then you'll say, "No. Are you stupid? Why on earth would I want to talk to you?" And then you run away, right? But if they say "hi" back, you can, either end the conversation there or try to continue it going forward. I thought you were talking about the movie Orphan at first. No, I'm not talking about the movie Orphan. Yes. So this is all about that girl? That's pretty crazy. I predicted it. That's enough laying on the ground, a good little stretch. We activated our entire body. Um, I really just need to recover. Okay, the goal is capitalized, but now look, Golden's username isn't capitalized, but maybe it's not capitalized in real life. I don't know. I thought I saw movement, but there was none. That's quite terrifying. Okay, so our shoulders need to recover in order for us to get better tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's stream is going to be, let's check the binder to see if I can do the workout on stream. I will say hi, they'll say hi, I'll say go bye, and they'll say you're weak, I'll go. I could do that, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that, or I can't do that. Boxers are briefs. Great, interesting, dynamic, unasked before question, legendary grain. Really, to get down to the root of the question, I am really not too sure about that. Boxers or briefs. I feel like I'd have to, try both, because realistically, I've been exposed to one more often than the other. And, that's kind of gives me an inability to form an accurate depiction, right? I feel like you'd have to have two equal quality boxers and briefs, try them on, move between the two, try one for a month, try the other for a month, try one for half a day, try one for the other half of the day, and then you'll be able to, get down to the answer of the question. Now, if I was going to give you a, jerk of the heart, not really trying to really give you a real answer, but just like how I feel, anecdotally, I do think briefs are the superior technology. I feel like people that wear boxers only wear them because they're too insecure to, go commando, but they're basically going commando, and it's quite pathetic. I did answer the question though. And it is weird that you said boxers or brief, right? Because wouldn't it be briefs, plural? But who knows? Banger did update that correctly, and I'm glad you caught that we had a misappropriation of, pluralism there. And we really should be mirroring when you're making two options. Like if you said money or coins, I meant to say dollar. Would you rather have dollar or coins, right? I feel like you'd probably pick the coins option because it's multiple, so you have a higher chance of getting more money. Banger is a grammar king. He probably has Grammarly installed on his computer. How long have I been live for? 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's quite a long stream. It is 8 o'clock. You know, I have to go getting to bed soon. So you know what? I think it's about time to wrap today's stream up. It was a lot of fun. We did a good shoulder workout. We got a lot of stuff done. We met some cool people. We did not do any predictions today because I didn't really think of a good opportunity to do one. I'll try to theory craft that in the future. You said briefs, so you're never going to have to ask him again. I answered that question like all the time. I should install Grammarly and then I can be a member of the first grammar army. That is true. 90% they will ask you again though. They will ask me 100% if they ever come back. You know, there is a chance they never ever come back ever again, but I would like to think that they might come back in the future. But anyway, I do appreciate everyone that showed up today. You know, it was a really good stream. We got to hang out, have a lot of fun, do a good shoulder workout, limit test the new whatever it's called. Society will be better without direct federal income tax and Federal Reserve. Tragic of the Democratic Party ratifies the 15th and 17th Amendments to make those things possible. It's a progressive error in hindsight. Was the antithesis of progress in terms of limited government and individual rights, freedoms, and civil liberties. Well, if you really think about that, you know, federal income tax is very important because if we go look at what the federal government does, right, they do a lot of really important things like they have a lot of important calls, you know, they interact with global superpowers, and really thinking about it like that, that's a good point. Now, if you think the states are better, honestly, if the federal income tax wasn't there, I probably would guess the states would just have higher taxes because realistically, they're not just going to lower taxes. They're going to take as much money as humanly possible. And, you know, the federal government, at least they make decisions countrywide rather than being statewide. Because when the stronger the federal government is, if we had a weaker federal government, I would be willing to bet that the country would have splintered by now. So that's a really interesting opinion there, where you were kind of a big advocate for states' rights. And I can see what you're saying. Like, you know, most of the horrendous crimes committed by the U.S. government has been committed by the federal government, but that's mostly because, you know, they have less oversight, you know, less direct representation. So I can really see where you're coming from there. If we reformed what taxes went towards, it'd be good. You know, I am a proponent of, I think, you know, some countries actually show you, oh, how your taxes were spent. Oh, like this percent went to this, that percent went to that. That's pretty interesting. I'm also kind of a big fan of maybe some type of only, like you don't get taxed, like there's no income tax, but you get taxed more when you buy things, right? I think that's an interesting idea. So it's like a flat tax on purchasing, but you don't have to pay tax for like your first like $30,000 or something like that, right? So you have money, and then so you can spend like $30,000 without paying taxes, and then after that, everything's taxed like 5 or 10% or something like that. Most things would be federal, and then the things that don't matter, like gun rights, should be local. Ooh. Local state rights. Yeah, but what about your municipality, right? I don't think the state should have power. It should be up to our local towns to really make our rights. I don't think the town should be able to control it. I think it should be up to our neighborhood associations to really name these rights. I don't think it's up to the neighborhood associations to make these rights. I think it should be the households that decide what's legal and what's illegal. Realistically, you know, you could go as macro or as micro as you want. My opinion, you know, the country of the United States is just too large. You know, you look at European countries, they're a lot smaller. I think that's probably a better idea, you know, because when you have so many people, it's hard to, you know, really understand what they want and what they want to do. But, you know, it's not like we can just get smaller, right? That's not going to happen. So realistically, you know, at least the internet's happening, so we'll be able to all merge as a hive mind, and that'll fix all our problems. But I was trying to end the stream. I got rudely interrupted by someone really talking about the tragic death of the Democratic Party, and they really failed everyone by ratifying the federal income tax. But realistically speaking, you know, when someone types a whole paragraph, I'm duty honor bound to respond to it, and I can't end the stream. So we should break into separate countries like the South, East, and West. You don't end, you have nothing better to do. I have something better to do, it's called sleeping. Do a plank for 5 seconds. And what if people left? That would be quite sad. They'd be angry. They're like, I left because you said you were ending, but then you didn't end. Well, you got baited. I never end, and I never start the stream. I've never ended the stream since I started. Okay, that was much longer than 5 seconds. I have to go to bed soon. I wake up early because, waking up early is fun. Because when you wake up early, you can just go outside and it's dark and you can get robbed by someone that hasn't gone to sleep yet. That left weren't even talking in chat. Government clearly planning facilitated a $35 trillion debt and decades-long flawed foreign policy of military and interventionism. Taxes are fine as long as they're indirect. Well, if you think about it, debt isn't really a problem, okay? If you think about it, most countries are in debt, and if you're not in debt, you're kind of wasting your spot as a global superpower, right? It's kind of like most businesses want to be in debt, right? Because if you're not in debt, you're not actually leveraging all of your potential. Because think about it like this. Like, let's say you're a company, right? And you want to open a factory. So you take out a $1 million loan and you build a factory, right? What you could do is you could use the money you're making to pay off the loan so you have zero debt. Or you could use your money you're making to get another down payment to take another loan, right? To build another factory, so that you can start generating more and more income. So the debt isn't really a bad thing. Now you could say a $31 trillion debt is quite big, but who's really going to come claim the debt, right? Oh, pay us back. Who cares? We're not going to give you money. He's kind of correct, but debt isn't a problem. It just means you trade a lot. Exactly. But I would say foreign policy it's interesting, but who's not going to do it? I could say there's some things we probably should have stepped in sooner, like the Rwanda genocide and stuff like that. And then there's some stuff we probably should have left alone, right? But realistically speaking, if we're not going to be there, someone else is. And, we're the good guys. Why? Because that's our first person perspective. But, militarianism, it's pretty cool. Trade a lot. You see, the thing about trading is, bartering systems are not cool because there's no leverage, right? If you can't be leveraged, then it's not really that fun. Be like, oh, I'm going to give you $1 and then you're going to give me $5. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Never mind. Okay, let's just go sit back down and really contemplate life. Why are we even here? What are we trying to achieve, right? We're here live. We're having fun. We're streaming. And we're trying to realize that we're starting to get tired. We're pretty bad. We killed South American and African leaders and replaced them with CIA puppets. That is true, but, when did the CIA ever do anything wrong except for all the atrocities they've committed against, foreign and domestic people? So realistically speaking, we should be fine with it. Now, oh my God, I just realized I have to work tomorrow. That's quite depressing. But anyway, we finished the workout. We finished everything. Now people are saying, oh, stream longer. But the thing is, it's all about endurance. If I end now, maybe I can do more 3-hour streams this week. If I do a 4 or 5-hour stream, then I'm going to not be able to stream in the future. The CIA has never done anything wrong besides everything it's ever done. Maybe true, but maybe also false. I am getting sleepy. You see this? I can barely talk. My speed of speech is slowing down. My cognitive ability is functioning. I can't even hold a decent conversation with my new friend Yappa. Can I call you Yappa? Because I feel like it's like appaholic, kind of like alcoholic, but then it's like yapaholic or something like that. But Yappa is kind of short. I call a lot of people short things. Like I say K, and then for banger, I just pick the last name. So I guess I could call you like holic or something. Go to bed, weakling. Your battery is draining. Let's check the battery body battery. It's at 30. That's not actually that bad. Go to bed. I do want to go to bed. You see, it's right here. There it is. I'm gonna be there very soon, laying down, going to sleep. Okay, I'm glad we got to test the new alerts. Actually, we didn't gain a single follower today. That's quite sad. But you can't gain followers every day. Why? Because sometimes you just need to hang out with your friends. You don't want to meet new people each day. Yeah, and the federal government hypocritically overthrew the Ukrainian government in 2004. What about the federal government's demonetization of Edward Snowden and Julian Assange? Moreover, I feel like you unfunded liabilities over $100 trillion is all right. Please address me however you like. I'm not picky. Yapaholic annoying. You don't like Yapaholic? Listen, I would say, overthrew the government. If we look at local, people, I would say, is it really overthrowing? And there's no actual evidence of U.S. involvement, but you say, does there need to be evidence? There's these phone calls, but really the phone calls are people just talking about like, oh, that's like if me and Kay had some DMs of, oh wow, who do you want to be the president? And then she messaged me back, oh wow, I want Barack Obama to be the president, and then you think that we have a kind of some type of conspiracy to get Barack Obama into the presidency or something. But I can see how you'd think, oh, that's kind of weird. And Edward Snowden, Julian Assange. Julian Assange, he did nothing wrong. Edward Snowden didn't kind of sign a non-disclosure agreement and he broke it. So if that becomes a common thing, that's going to cause a downfall of confidential information in the top secret clearance in the United States of America. We're saying, oh, maybe in the closet, you say, oh, if we're committing any crimes. But, he kind of exposed that they were doing bad stuff, but realistically, I guess, they can't really be like, oh, it's okay. And then like the next time it happens, it'll just happen more often than that. So I can understand that. Do you feel unfunded liability? Oh my God, Yapaholic is now following the stream. The follower goal is complete. We went full circle. Imagine if I ended the stream, we would not got to test the new follow alert that covers my entire face. That's kind of the big bonus. You now have access to 300 channel points. You can go ahead right there and redeem something to force me to do an exercise. Next time, make your bed. I don't know if I want to. That's their whole personality about that, I bet. Well, guess what? Maybe they're interested in politics. He might go join the government. Okay, that's okay to have your personality about that. Some people would say, politics is a better personality than, memorizing. Okay, I was gonna say memorizing Ariana Grande facts, but that's just depends on the person. Like that's something you prioritize, and he prioritizes hating the federal government. Overthrowing is whatever Russia did. Influencing is a different answer. Exactly. They could have some influence. Ukraine is a whole shitty, sticky situation. Jumping jack. Ugh. Me personally. Jumping jack. Boneless is back. Oh, I need to drink water. Sando Christian wants me to stay hydrated. Oh my. Pretty good. Completed another rep. Now, if we really think about it, am I really educated enough to talk about these political topics? I don't really know. Your pocket escaped. I'm so happy to see you. How did you went to go eat lunch and shower or something like that? I mean, eat dinner, right? K-Bean redeemed, drink some more water. Nothing wrong with friendly exchanges of ideas, especially among individuals who share an opposing viewpoint. Exactly. We can have a conversation. We can be like, oh wow, I really do think that people are doing something. I like talking about different things. Whenever someone types anything in chat, I generally take the opposite opinion. Unless they're typing something that I can't take the opposite opinion on, then I don't. But if they do, then sometimes I do. Yeah, I finished dinner. What'd you have? You missed me cooking some food. I made some pasta. It was quite good, but I accidentally cooked too much. You're trying too hard to sound smart. Well, how do you know he's not just smart, so he's not trying at all, but then that's how he just comes across? But then you might be saying, oh, but then that'd be quite weird. I redeemed the dead hang. You did? Well, you always redeem jumping jacks, so I kind of just gave you one for free because I assumed you might have misclicked. But if you want a dead hang, I can do one. You had baked chicken? I suppose if you were educated enough to speak on politics, you wouldn't want to, because you would need to realize that a quiet death is inevitable. I don't know if that's true. I don't think everyone dies quietly, because imagine if you like got hit by a bus. I'd probably be screaming, "Ah, I don't want to get hit by a bus." You did both? Oh, you did redeem both. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of movement. The chat's flying. I'm sorry. Back in the day, Kay, we could really interact one-on-one, but now, the chat's too fast. Sometimes I might miss some of the interactions. That's what happens when you become a big streamer like me. Some of your friendly interactions fall by the wayside. No, it was quiet afterwards. It's afterwards, but your death was loud because you're like, ah, and then buses are. I mean, trains have quite a high decibel level. I don't actually have a decibel reader right here. You basically said you're too famous for me. Exactly. You see how fast this chat's moving? I could barely keep up. I have a high reading speed. I can read this fast. Extremely quiet, nothing there, right? I can read that fast, but I can almost not read every single thing. But it's fine. Ugh, I mean, it's not fine. I'm sad. Oh, I'm getting too famous. My ego is ballooning. What's gonna happen whenever I have more than 6 viewers at a time? It'll be too much. Okay, but at least we still have this egg. For some reason, I squeeze this, I feel it in my elbow right here, right in my funny bone. Okay, not on this side though. Egg. Yeah, this is an egg. It's like a stress ball, but for people with stronger hands, you know, because me with a stress ball, I crush it completely, but this thing, I can't really squeeze it all that much. It's like a. Hey, what were we doing? I almost completely forgot. Wasn't I about to go to sleep? You see, the cool thing about sleep is really it allows you to rest your mind, recoup, heal yourself. Many people miss out on the restorative process of sleeping because, you know, either they don't sleep enough, you know, they mess up their REM sleep cycles by consuming alcohol or doing other illicit activities that mess up their mind. Sleep is lame. You see, sleep is lame, but imagine if you had dreams. Like last night, I had a crazy dream, okay? I actually had a dream that I got doxxed, and then I was mad that I got doxxed. So then I was like, hey, that kind of sucks, you know, you guys shouldn't dox me. And then they were like, oh, my bad. And then they deleted it. And then I was like, oh, thank you. Now I'm no longer doxxed anymore. Don't go quiet. You know, exactly. K-Bean just harassed our new friend Yappa, but maybe they just left. I had a crazy dream too. I can't remember it. No, we want them quiet. Okay. I'll do it again. Dang. Kind of managing the community. Kay's trying to use their influence in the chat to build a very specific kind of chat, okay? And it's not going to go any direction other than imposed by their will. Using the social influence and manipulation tactics. Very interesting. You know, I can see these dynamics happening from a distance. When I become the dictator of Draco's community. I don't know if I can allow this to happen. You know, it's my job to be in charge. Oh my gosh. I literally have 12 work notifications. I hope they weren't trying to contact me because I was kind of looking at them, but I didn't read them too much. There is no we. Huh? Did they say we? I just said we though, so there is, yikes. Huh? Oh, no, we want them to quit. Oh, so, oh, okay, I understand. I was like 6 messages back in the chat. Maybe there's some type of disconnection here. I was lagging. I'm still here and listening. Draco Madness moved on to a different topic, and there's not much more for me to say, and that what was already discussed. You know, he's just gonna pipe in whenever he has something interesting and dynamic to add to the chat. You know, that's how some people do it. Some people don't like to try to influence; they like to just participate or something like that. You know, we talk about a myriad of topics here. Speak to yourself, not others. Speak for yourself. Take a joke, don't actually get pressed, okay? We see there's some battling going on here. Some people are going, lol, I was just memeing. And some people go, whoa, you know, you didn't use the kappa emote, so I could not accurately judge your statement. But then some people are like, listen, I shouldn't have to use the kappa emote. You should be able to, you know me from some period of time and analyze what I'm saying, because using a kappa emote might ruin the effect of what I was trying to go for. Oh, I have no clue what's going on. Okay, peace, guys. I remember your death is inevitable and that nowhere you ever go you'll be able to live forever. That's not true. If we go and we look at, there's a lot of creatures that can actually live forever. You know, there's a type of worm, there's an immortal jellyfish, right? There's at least two immortal creatures on Earth, and there's probably more we haven't discovered yet, you know, at the bottom of the ocean. And essentially speaking that way, if there's already two immortal creatures on Earth, then realistically speaking, why couldn't humans become immortal? We know it doesn't have to do with entropy, right? So we just have to be able to kind of look at what makes the jellyfish immortal and what makes that type of worm immortal, and then we can really combine those genes in ourselves. You know, which one would you rather have? The jellyfish, whenever it dies, it just reverts to a young age, but it still has like some of its memories according to the research we've done. And so would you rather like turn back into a toddler, or would you rather just, you know, if your arm gets ripped off, you just regrow it? Wait, isn't that gray shark in the Arctic like a century old? It was a century old. Yeah, but you know, century old is not immortal. Okay, there's literally some creatures that never die. Okay, they have a continuing existence for the past like billion years. Now, do they have a billion years of memories? I don't know. Most of them have super simple brains because you know you had to trade a lot off evolutionary in order to be immortal. But, realistically speaking, would you become immortal if you could? I would right away. If I could be the first immortal, I would. If I could be the last immortal, I also would. Why? Because imagine if you could just go live every day and stream forever. Imagine if it was stream day 7,746 and we're just pacing around, eating food, and working out. I'd probably be jacked out of my mind. I could probably do like 1 billion pull-ups. Holy God. I could just dead hang the entire stream. Tortoise is long living as well. True? Yeah, but there's a difference between long living and forever. Just never sleep again? Eh, I'd probably just sleep a lot. It's crazy. There's this thing called deprivation tanks, and apparently they're pretty good. You get in them, and then it can allow you to really desensitize, detach from the world, float around in some salt water. Apparently, some people sleep in there, but I don't really understand how you sleep in a deprivation tank because you're floating in water, right? But what if you roll over and then you drown and die? Wouldn't that suck? So I don't know if I'd want to sleep in there unless they have some type of they can explain to me how the buoyancy works so I won't flip over or something, or if they can explain, oh, you put your head in a net and it holds it up or something like that. Then that might make sense. I'm pretty sure not sleeping will just make you die. You can actually die from sleep deprivation. Deprivation. That word is so weird. It's weird that there's like just words that you know and you hear all the time, but your tongue and your mouth like don't know how to say them, and then when you hear them in your own voice, you're like, "What the heck? That is not what I sound like saying that word," because internally it sounds a bit different. Deprivation. Yeah. Anyway, quickly pivoting on to a new topic: lights, lighting, uh, cameras, apertures, bit rates, frame rates. All of these different things you have to take into account when you're trying to produce a high quality video. And how do we know which one is the correct one to maximize for? I think probably, lighting is important, and then probably, bit rate, and then, encoding software is also good. I need to actually go to sleep. Oh my God, I'm actually dying. My brain just shut down for 15 seconds. I had a micro sleep. I closed my eyes. I had a full dream. I dreamed an entire life where I was raised on a farm, no social interaction. There was basically, I was born and then there was a horrible event where everyone died. So I was there by myself on the farm and I raised myself and I realized there's cattle and somehow I taught myself modern agriculture. Good night and sleep well. I do appreciate that. So I'm going to see you guys again in the future. We're here every single day doing workout streams, handstands. You can force me to do exercises. If you didn't realize you have channel points, you probably do, and you can redeem them. We've also kind of invented some new technology where people can do predictions, but we didn't do that today anyway. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lots planned. We're probably going to do another stream tomorrow. Why? Because I always stream every single day. So see you guys in the future. Thanks everyone for showing up. I appreciate everyone that typed, and I also appreciate everyone that didn't type. I also appreciate everyone that didn't show up, or anyone that did show up. So I'll see you guys again in the future. Goodbye.